Welcome anyone to the Gaming Chamber Podcast, episode, I believe, 62. Yes, 62. I am your host, Everett, a.k.a. Two Beasts to Kill You, a.k.a. the Beast with the Least. It is going to be a three-man team today, but JJ is going to be joining us a little bit later. He said he's going to be about 10 minutes late. So for now, just welcome Devin.
Yep, the second leg of the tripod.
When you say leg, are you trying to be, like a certain, what's the word, like, you try to use innuendo? Because I know you.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm the middle leg. You guys are the outside legs.
I already know where this is going. Okay, Jesus Christ. So, another week, week of gaming news, and here we go. My cat is already starting to meow because I closed the door to do this podcast, and she wants to get out of the room. Amazing. I hate animals, don't you? Oh, you know what, actually, before we really get into it, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan.
Nope.
Why, what did Ozzy Osbourne ever do to you?
Oh, Ozzy Osbourne's fine.
Oh, and Malcolm Jamal Warner, right?
Yeah, that one too.
For the young people...
Nope is Hulk Hogan.
No, hey, you leave Hulk Hogan alone, alright? You leave Hulk Hogan alone. That dude is a legend.
Bald bitch ass.
That dude is a legend. He's a legend among legends. Look.
Nah.
Well, what did he ever do? Just because he supported Trump? Like, we can't just like, oh, he supported Trump, so now
it's not that he supported Trump. It's that he specifically comes out and says the N-word, and he says I don't want my daughter to date a black guy unless he's in the NBA. That'll be okay and stuff like that. He was openly severely racist as a person. I mean, just a couple of
he wasn't open about it. It was leaked audio, and I bet you if we go to look, I'm not one of those people who's just hey, it's okay for this kind of stuff typically. But the thing is, we can't just come out and be well, he said this. Yeah, okay, he said this, and he shouldn't have said that shit. But I bet you if you, go to some random black celebrity, they probably have some oh, I would never want my daughter or son to date a white person or a Mexican person. But they don't say that shit out in public. He just got caught saying it. I'm sorry, man. We're all a little racist in some way or another. The thing is, we just don't go out in public and say it. Yeah, he shouldn't be saying that shit. Nobody should be saying that kind of shit. But the difference here is his shit got leaked out. Somebody fucking came out and said it. Because we all know that certain people are probably just racist. But we just accept it. For years. I mean, there was, shit that was being said. But the old Clippers owner, Donald Sterling, there was stuff that was said about him. So people were yeah, he's racist. But nobody ever did anything about it. Nobody really came out and was, making a big stink about it. Until that thing came out. That V. Stiviano... Yes, I remember her name because she's Clippers legend. But the V. Stiviano came out and leaked and all this stuff about her, about him saying yeah, don't bring a black person and all this stuff. That's when things started, happening because it's now out in the open.
Everything else before is hearsay, but then once you get cold hard evidence, it's you can suspect someone is, but then once you hear cold hard evidence, it's
because the thing is, the thing is,
no, if people are a piece of shit, I'm not gonna be rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Piece of shit. I don't care. If you're a legend and you did all these things, you're a piece of shit. I don't care what you did. You're a piece of shit. Mel Jackson, I would say what he would do was worse.
Even worse.
Fucking with children. Every time if we're listening to the radio, Michael Jackson comes on, I'm switching the station.
Hey, you know what? So, on the topic of that kind of stuff. Have you watched the recent episode of Dexter, Resurrection?
Yeah.
So,
I'm completely, yeah.
Okay, yes, I know we're recording the podcast and maybe this should have been talked about beforehand. But this is, a little interesting thing I think to add in. And here, JJ's here. So, welcome everyone, JJ.
Hello.
So, anyways, what I was gonna ask: what is worse to you, Devin? Rapists or murderers? Because in the new episode, Kristen Ritter's character kills like sexual assault guys, like rapists and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I like her little.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like she's got her own
like
code.
Oh, spoiler for the
I mean, if you're
latest episode of Dexter.
I mean, but like, yeah, like she's got her own code. Like I wouldn't say like it's hard to quantify. Like I don't know if someone's murdering just an innocent person and then someone's raping an innocent person. It's really hard to like quantify better or worse. I mean, obviously, murder the person's dead, and like at least with rape, a person can sometimes get justice.
Well, okay, because
there's decent murders you can do.
No, because
that's the
thing. I think for me, like murder is bad, but it's not inherently evil.
Someone would say a good rape would be like when the predators get into jail, and then they get taken care of. Like that one fucking, I forget, like that one person, like even kind of joked about it. I think it was like a school shooter or a school stabber. I don't know who the person was exactly, but like they made a comment like in the jail. He's like, I know you got A's and B's in school, but you're gonna be getting D's in prison. Like that was I don't know if you guys saw that, like that viral clip of that.
No, I haven't. I just know like I guess somebody in Oregon City here.
Okay, I get you. I was just thinking of innocent people getting attacked, and like when there's a murder, there could be like heat of the moment kind of thing. You kill someone, you murder someone, but you're not evil about it because you were just like it was like a heat of the moment. You got angry, and this is that. But yeah, there's that. People who get prison raped. Oh my God, this fucking podcast. We are already going off the rails, talking about prison rape and everything. And my brother's walking by me right now, and he's looking at me like, what the fuck? All right, let's go ahead and move on to, lighter tone things. But, okay, fine. Devin, you don't have to say rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Still, we did lose 3 pretty big names in the entertainment industry. And, it's, for the people who may not know, kind of a weird coincidence or connective tissue, we're talking about rape or sexual assault. Malcolm Jamal Warner, for the young people who happen to listen to us, he played the son of Bill Cosby in The Cosby Show. So yeah. Or he was in Dexter, actually. He was like the lawyer for Rita or some shit like that. In season 2, I want to say. Season 1 or 2. Yeah. Let's go forward. It's a pretty big week in news, I would say, for the gaming world. We got a couple big things, a lot of small stuff, but a lot that happened. So, yeah. Before we get into all that, JJ, you just came in. What have you been playing this last week?
I was playing mostly RuneScape. And the new expansion for World of Warcraft. Well, not new, but like the re-release, I guess. I think somebody on my server took 7 hours to get max level. Kind of weird. It has that achievement where it announces the whole server. So and so got max level. Like Jesus fucking Christ, bro. But I think the record was like 3 hours. I think. And mind you, that experience gain is fucking crazy. It's just. I have no clue how to get that much.
I mean, are you at least enjoying yourself?
Well, the RuneScape, yeah, because this whole new content is pretty much this whole new expansion on RuneScape.
I mean, I meant with World of Warcraft.
Is that World of Warcraft is for nostalgic shit?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And all my friends are like that were supposed to be playing aren't playing, so I kind of just don't give a shit anymore.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Yeah, we're super down. I was like, whatever. I would just take my time to level up and get to max level because, we're supposed to have like a decent group to like run dungeons and do all that crazy shit, but
Yeah.
again, nobody's on. So I
Hmm.
just I think that's why I'm playing more RuneScape.
All
That and
right.
Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah. Yeah. Devin, how about you? What have you been playing this past week?
Donkey Kong, and then playing Prototype a little bit because we bought that.
You know, I was playing a little earlier today. Do you think that they would have bumped it up to 60 frames? But it looks like it's just the game,
Yeah,
right? It's 30 frames.
I think so. And I was trying to see if like there's like settings
I don't
to
think
like
there
you
is.
know.
I wonder if that game is actually being sold on Steam. Let me check real quick. But yeah, I played like up to a little bit past the tutorial. Oh yeah, Prototype 2 is on there. You can buy that on Steam. Oh no, Prototype 1. But if you want to buy them, Prototype 1 is $20. Prototype 2 is $40. So there's another game called Prototype. Released a couple years ago. This looks nothing like the Prototype from... Who developed Prototype, actually?
EA, right?
No, it's Activision that published it. I don't know.
Actually.
The actual developer is... Radical Entertainment? Holy shit. Radical Entertainment was... When did they get closed down? Because they got closed down, didn't they?
Either that or they got just morphed into a Call of Duty studio.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, probably. I'm looking it up real quick. But yeah, I'm like... They couldn't have
it
bumped
says
it
only
up.
it just says it supports other Activision studios.
So it's a support studio now. Ouch. Damn, that sucks because they've made some pretty big games. The Simpsons Hit and Run. That's the one everyone likes, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, the Prototype games. They made that Scarface game. Was it The World Is Yours? I know people have fond memories of that game. Damn, to just be a...
Oh, they made the Hulk tie-in movie. I remember that one. Yeah.
It's kind of sad when you see some companies that have done some like really awesome games that just relegated to just being a support studio for Call of Duty, like Raven Software or High Moon Studios. Man, they made those fucking awesome Transformers games. What do they do now? Who made those Spider-Man games that were really good too? Fuck, I wish I remembered.
Which one?
Like Web of Shadows and all that. That was developed by... was it Treyarch? Yeah, it was Treyarch. I wanted to say it was Treyarch too. I was like, I think it's Treyarch that did it. Now they just make Black Ops games.
Because like the movie ones were by Neversoft, right?
I believe so. God, the
That's why
movie
they had,
one,
like-
the movie ones were not like. I mean, well, Spider-Man 2 I guess was good, but then you get like the Amazing Spider-Man games were not that great. But then you get good ones like Spider-Man Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions. Or I know a lot of apparently it's not really well beloved like I thought it was, but like that Ultimate Spider-Man game on the Xbox or well, like that generation, I really love that game, but you know. Apparently it's not as liked as I thought it was. Or as much for me anyway. But yeah. Anyways, Devin, anything else you've been playing?
No, just Donkey Kong and Prototype.
For me, I've been playing more Destiny 2 Edge of Fate, just trying to level up. You know, that game's really edging me, if you know what I mean. You know, like why the joke? I played a little bit, yeah, again, Prototype, some more Elden Ring. But I also started that Wu Chang Fallen Feathers game. I started it on my PC, because you could just download it through Game Pass. And my God, it was running like shit. I mean, like, it's got apparently, the game just runs like shit. It's got like bad reviews on Steam because it's just not not optimized well or whatever. So I mean, I downloaded it on the Xbox. Obviously it's running fine on the Xbox, but yeah, it's a Souls-like. You know, if you like Souls games, you know, with jiggly physics, you know, on a woman, I think you'll like this. You know, speaking of which, I don't know, did you guys see this? Have you guys heard of Xbox Era?
Sounds familiar-ish.
Maybe it sounds familiar because I just, like, I quote tweeted their like review of the game. They gave it like a 9.7, which you're like, okay, why would anyone, like, you know, blast them for that? Except that one of their cons is Gunnar approved for the Wu-Chang game. And everyone's like, really, guys? You're going to do this? You're going to do that? Because it's, you know, obviously a little bit too far, maybe, in the whole, like, with the way women are look in that game or whatever. But that's just like Eastern games. They don't care. They blocked me, by the way, Xbox Era. They blocked a lot of people. Like that day. They were just going and blocking people left and right. I don't know. I gotta play more of it. Seems like it's well made, so I mean it's getting good reviews, so yeah. Alright then. Let's go ahead and move into the news. Actually, another rest in peace to go out. We'll start with this one, I guess. So Julian LaFey, he's a former chief engineer for Bethesda, known as the father of the Elder Scrolls series. He died this past week, at 59 years old. He had cancer. Yeah, you know, obviously if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, this guy was a huge influence and everything. And you know, I'm just like, damn, you know, as I'm getting older, as we're all getting older, like these people who made our video games, they're gonna start like dying, and it just makes me like, wow, nobody could live forever, and it sucks. I don't know. You guys got any words?
You're pushing that limit too.
I mean, I'm literally 20 years away, so I gotta. If I die at 59, I'm still a good 20 years away. Hopefully, I don't make 59? It that far. Oh, oh
you don't look a day over 75.
Compliment, bro.
I don't even know what to say. All right, let's get into discussion of, you know what? Let's talk about Star Wars Outlaws. Devin, I think you said you played it, right?
Yeah, like 2 hours.
So there's actually two things when it comes to this story. Last week we didn't talk about it because we kind of were talking about a lot, so I cut some of this stuff out. But luckily, there's another thing to add on to this whole Star Wars Outlaws story. So this week it's come out that Ubisoft canceled a sequel to Star Wars Outlaws. This is according to Tom Henderson, on Twitter, social media, video game analysts and all that stuff, insider. It was early in development and likely canceled due to poor sales of, the original game. And again, I'm glad that this got brought in because last week, if we'd have talked about it, one of the things that Ubisoft said why Star Wars Outlaws didn't do well was that basically brand fatigue for Star Wars. So first off,
no,
yeah, look,
we're just tired of bad dog shit Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, like I was, yeah.
Like there's not superhero fatigue. There's dog shit game. There's dog shit movie fatigue.
Exactly, because like people are going out and seeing the new Superman movie, right? Apparently it's good. Apparently the new Fantastic Four movie is good, so people are going to go out and watch it. If something's bad, people don't pay money for it. And Ubisoft has a tendency to make all their games basically the same. Look, for me, there's basically 3 reasons that led to Star Wars Outlaws not selling well. One is just the overall feeling towards Ubisoft, from gamers in general. People don't like. They don't love Ubisoft. We'll say that. Maybe they kind of like them. It's something else. But yeah, the overall just vibe towards them is not friendly. They do a lot of stuff. I mean, actually, even adding on to this, I can combine this other story. Like, Ubisoft came out and said, like, when it comes to microtransactions, that, like, players
enhance the game.
Yeah, they enhance the game. That putting here we go. Ubisoft claims that putting microtransaction in single player games like Assassin's Creed makes them more fun to play. They argue it's because they can progress more quickly if they pay for boosters or for players. So I mean, like, obviously they just don't know. They don't understand the like,
they don't know ball.
Yeah, they don't know ball exactly. I mean, like, this is the same company that came out and was like, be prepared to not own your games and everything. Like, when it comes to what would be considered, what's the word, like, popular or just well received, like, they're never gonna say, they're gonna clearly just go with like what companies think. They come out and say what companies think, but they try to word it in a way that sounds nicer. They don't, I mean, we'll probably even talk about it later when we get into the Sony stuff. But, like, yeah, they come out and, like, yeah, it's clearly all about money. Kind of like what Bobby Kotick did with Activision. He was just like, no, this is a business and we're here to make money. You're going to pay us because this is what we want to do. So, yeah, that was one reason. The other reason was, again, like, all Ubisoft games are basically the same. They have that same template. And whether Star Wars Outlaws actually followed that template to a T, it's still a template that they use.
It's pretty close. Like, you got to obviously, like, unlock areas and then, like, your map's not visible, and then you make your map visible. So it was all the same, like, same bullshit like that, like, so.
Yeah, and then the third, what?
I was gonna say it wasn't as bad as like Far Cry Primal, where it literally just reused,
or just like every
Far Cry 4's maps,
or just every Assassin's Creed game where it's all go to a tower.
Yeah, but like Primal was like an even worse example because like it literally just like reskinned a legit map, so it was.
I mean, didn't that Far Cry New Dawn? Is that what it's called? They did that
was
too.
More of an expand. That was like a DLC.
Yeah. And so yeah, and then the third reason, and I know you guys are like, oh, that shouldn't be, that's not a good reason, but it's still a reason. Is that they had what a lot of people deemed as an unattractive female lead, and a lot of people didn't want to play the game because of that. So you have too much going on. That game was bound to fail. Like, it just had too many knocks against it. And yeah, I don't think that there's a Star Wars fatigue or anything like that. Star Wars isn't in a great place right now.
Outside of Andor.
Yeah, like literally Andor, and then everyone wanted to play Battlefront. Everyone wanted Battlefront 3, and everyone started flooding Battlefront 2.
I was literally gonna say that because people still want.
And everyone wanted the Battlefront remakes. Everyone wanted those to be fucking good, but
and they just weren't.
Well, Aspire was fucking dog shit. Like, that company's fucking terrible. After they made that shit, fuck no. I don't trust anything from those people ever again.
Yeah.
Like, they just.
But yeah, like, there's not fatigue of, like, if you make, like, I don't know. That's like saying, like, I don't know, like, I'm tired of having sex with my girlfriend, like, it's amazing. Like, I'm tired of having sex with my wife, like, every time, it's amazing. And, guys, like, I'm just getting tired of it. Like, no. Then.
Now, obviously, if it's bad sex, yeah, you could get tired of it. You'd be like, oh my god.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
it's like, imagine going to your buddies and being like, guys, we have mind-blowing sex like every day, and honestly, kind of getting over it. They'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And that's exactly what it's going on with Star Wars Outlaws. Like, people had no faith in that game being good because of, like, as the 3 points that I made earlier. And it kind of even turned out to be like that's just the case. It's just a bog standard, Ubisoft game with a Star Wars skin. And that's not what people want. They want, like the Star Wars Jedi games or Battlefield. Something that, like, people want to play with a Star Wars skin. Or did I say Battlefield? I meant Battlefront. So, I don't know. Rest in peace, Star Wars Outlaws. You came and went like a fart in the wind. But, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move to the next thing. Okay, so... Ooh, we could combine these two. So there's a possible Dark Souls 3 remaster that is on track to release early next year. This is... Obviously, nothing's confirmed, but it's according to multiple sources. From Software is deep in development on this thing. Next year would be the 10th anniversary of the game, so... Makes sense?
It's fucking crazy. 10 years, it's fucking crazy.
I know, right? I actually would like this.
I'll play again. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And the DLC actually would count for achievements this time. So
probably
like
not. Well,
Dark
no.
Souls did it. Dark Souls 2 did. Calm down, boy.
Didn't Dark Souls 3 have...
3, no. Dark Souls 3 DLC did not have achievements.
I could have swore it did.
Nope. I did not beat any of them because it had no achievements. I did not give a shit. Like, nope. I'm not wasting my time playing on like 7th playthrough or something.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You've never played the DLC for Dark Souls 3?
No achievements. Don't care.
Dude, you are missing out.
You're missing out on Sekiro.
No. That is a completely different thing. Dark Souls...
It's an amazing...
The Dark Souls DLC plays like Dark Souls 3. Sekiro plays nothing like the Dark Souls games.
Yeah, but it's still a good
Plays
game.
like Souls.
Yeah, it's a Souls game. It's actually like a crazy fucking game.
This is why I don't like to call it a Souls game. Because it is focused on stuff that is not how Souls games are. It has things that are part of the Souls genre, but things like focusing on parrying, and you don't get to upgrade your weapon. You just have that one weapon. It's not even a create a character, with different classes. It's a one character. Like, that's why I never like to call it a Souls game. But whatever.
Hey, JJ. Does it smell like something in here?
Oh my god.
It does,
like bitch.
Yeah, honestly, and isn't that the game that you're just playing like almost like a Souls game?
Wuche?
That's some shit too. Yeah, I thought it was like kind of like a Souls game.
That is
like a very hard difficulty game.
That is a Souls game through and through. They did not. What's the word? Like, they did not. They're just not shy about it. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, this is a Souls game. Like, it's a Souls game. It's just like Lies of P. Like, that game very clearly is inspired by Bloodborne and everything.
There's different weapons in this game.
There's different weapons in Sekiro. You just don't play enough to understand there's actual fucking weapons in there.
Ooh.
Okay, well, it's still focused on parrying, and I'm never going to fucking... Again, I do not know how to parry. I've never gotten the timing right. In my fucking near 40 years of life, in any game, I've never been able to time anything like that. Ever.
You're like... Dude, never mind.
Anyways. So yeah, Dark Souls 3 remaster could be coming out next year. Not only that, From Soft
but because there was a title that because it's like codename, like it starts with an F or something, right?
FMC.
And yeah, wasn't there another game that started with an F? That Armored Core. Armored Core also started with an F, so it could be a new Armored Core game as well.
No, I think Project
So.
FMC is something else. I don't think it's the Dark
You
Souls
think
3 remaster. I think
Okay.
they're working
Yeah.
on. I think they're working on both. Look,
Well, do you think it's an Armored Core game then? Because Armored Core was like had an F at the beginning of it. Like that's why people think it's either Dark Souls remake or Armored Core, because both of those projects started or codenamed and started with Fs.
I mean, honestly, maybe it could be both. Like the thing that you know with FromSoft is
Like a remake of an Armored Core? Like which one?
no a new Armored Core
Well,
game.
no, just a new Armored Core, like another.
maybe
'cause
DLC.
Armored Core being that, yeah, just an expansion on that. Because I mean, what? It's been like 4 years since Armored Core came out.
It came out 2
Armored-
years.
No, it came out 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Only 2
August
years.
25th,
God damn.
2023. Yeah, so I feel like that's not it. There's no way.
Well, it
So
could
what was
be
the
an
last?
expansion,
What was the
though.
one before that? It was Armored Core 5, right? And that came like a while ago. Right?
I could
Yeah, but the
definitely
series
see
was
the
dead for a
expansion.
while. That's why. I mean, it could be a new Armored Core thing or whatever. I mean, look.
No, fuck that. It's what was this? The fucking first one? Was it fuck the one on the PlayStation 1? You know what I'm talking about?
Kingsfield?
The original. Kingsfield, baby, Kingsfield.
You know, if they brought out a
I
new
doubt it.
Kingsfield game, do you think if they brought out a new Kingsfield, they made like, hey, we're bringing back Kingsfield? Do you think they would just
I feel like
make
a lot of fans would just a lot of front people who just like have now become fans of FromSoft, like because you have like FromSoft games are mainstream now. Like you have like Kai Cenat streaming that shit. Like you have all these people. So like you'd get a ton of sales. People would be like they'd be confused by like what the fuck they're playing, but they would buy it just because of the FromSoft like name recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially Elden Ring was a very good thing for people to get into the series. Like, oh, let me try the Dark Souls game, you know, shit like that. So yeah, that'd be crazy. I would
But
like a
no, okay.
collection.
But I'm just saying, do you think they would just basically make it like a Dark Souls game?
I really want it to be first person, to be honest, like the OG.
I mean, it is a Dark Souls game, but in first person. Those games are very.
Or what if it's like a Dark Souls? I know, like obviously Dark Souls like 1 and 2 got their like the Xbox, like 1 they got toward that. But what if it was just like a Dark Souls trilogy, like remaster, like 60 frames, 4K for all 3 in a trilogy series?
I would actually
That'd be-
really love that.
That'd be fucking
too.
insane, bro.
I would
That'd be
love
fucking
that.
nuts.
They start doing The Last of Us. They'll just release Dark Souls on consoles for the rest of the time.
You know what? I'll buy that every time. I don't give a shit, bro.
You know, honestly,
Like,
if they Last of Us it, I'd probably be willing to. You know what? Fine. They're bringing it out again.
From
Fine.
software. Excellent. Take my money. Take my
Yeah,
money.
slam your credit card on the table.
Yeah. Look, for me, dude, From Software has earned the right to basically do what they want, because I know that regardless,
And
they're still going to be
until
bringing
they
out
don't.
games. I don't know, man. Like,
I know. I mean, but everyone thought that. I mean, like, obviously, I don't want it to happen. But you have like, if you think of BioWare, everyone's like, oh yeah, no, like fucking BioWare can do no wrong, and then they start doing some weird shit.
Yeah. What is it? Tenchu Z. What about the Tenchu games? That could be one too.
you know, if they brought out a new Tenchu game, because they did the first one, I believe, right? Or maybe they did like the second or third one. Or something.
They did Tenchu Z. I know that.
Yeah. Maybe, okay, they probably didn't do... No, you know what would be funny? You know what would be absolutely hilarious?
Well, they published it. They didn't develop it, I guess.
What if... Because I want to say they did develop this game. I think we've talked about it too. What if they did a... Maybe, I don't know, maybe a remake, reimagine, whatever, of a Ninja Blade? I think it was called Ninja Blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is anything Ninja Blade, bro?
And Ninja Blade, I don't know, people shit on Ninja Blade, but I enjoyed Ninja Blade.
I saw the game. There you
I don't think I ever played it.
It wasn't bad.
It's a
Like,
From
it's-
Software game.
Fine, like knockoff of like of Ninja,
Of Ninja
Gaiden.
Gaiden, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what-
it's not like the thing is Ninja Gaiden. Like it's kind of funny because Ninja Gaiden's hard, and like Ninja Blade is like not hard. But I mean, it's like it's got challenging moments. But, like everyone knows, like Ninja Gaiden is like known for being like hard as fuck. and then this one's just like medium.
You know, I would actually love for them to be like, hey, we're making a new Ninja Blade game. Just to be like, yeah, we're gonna make a basically Ninja Gaiden, and we're gonna do we're gonna make it hard as fuck too, just to see what they would do when it comes to like fast-paced character action hack and slash that's super hard, obviously like a Ninja Gaiden, just to see what they would do. But they're like, yeah, we're gonna just basically make Ninja Blade, but it's just basically Ninja Gaiden. See, that's what Microsoft should have done. Is brought back Ninja Blade instead of helping with Ninja Gaiden 4. Damn. Oh, you know, and some other actual FromSoft news. Elden Ring Nightreign is getting a 2-player mode July 30th. So Duo Expeditions is coming in an update.
Oh, that's coming up real soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 days from now? So.
Yeah. Isn't that when the goat fuck's also gonna spawn too? For the harder one?
I believe so. I think there was some other, like, they were gonna, like, with like all the relics and all that stuff, there's gonna be some better sorting for it and all this stuff. So they're gonna do some shit with that, but yeah. Yeah.
I don't play again. I still need to get to achievements.
You know, I still have to play with you guys so you guys finish like getting all the achievements and everything. They have to do some DLC for that game at some point, right?
I would assume so.
They just add more bosses.
We'll see.
Or if they do DLC, they add like, here's like, I don't know, like 6 more bosses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they
could. I mean, obviously change the map, like add new.
Like those like world event shit or something. World events.
Yeah, like the underground area. Like they could just
bring more different Dark Souls other bosses. You know, just like, hey, if we're facing these bosses, these ones only spawn.
Yeah, because you think it would be that. I mean, especially if you don't change like any events, and if you're just adding in bosses. I mean, you guys fucking have all the assets anyway. You would think they could just do that pretty easily.
Yeah, right. It kind of gets tiring when we face like the same couple bosses because we just usually just run it real quick on the like normal world.
All right, exciting times for From Software fans. All right, let's move to the next thing. Exciting times for Lollipop Chainsaw fans. So recently, what is this? Dragami Games. I guess they're the new publisher or something for the series. They've just announced that there's going to be a new game in the series and an anime coming at some point. And yeah, I don't know. I never played the first one, so
I played it on the 360. Like, I never beat it. Like, I just checked it out when I was working. I remember, like, I had looked at the achievements, and like, if you like try to look up her skirt, there's an achievement for that. So, like, that's the main thing I remember from that game is like there's an achievement for doing that. And I'm like, that's all you really need to know about like the type of game it is. I mean, like, it's called Lollipop Chainsaw, but they knew what people were gonna do, and you know,
doesn't it make money from looking it up too, like HUD or something?
Actually, yeah. The funny thing about that, I guess the new publisher came out with like a little blurb talking about the development of the game, saying that they're not going to mess with what worked, and I don't remember the exact wording, but it was like, free of DEI stuff and everything. It kind of got some pushback online from that. But yeah, clearly they're gonna keep leaning into the over sexualized stuff of that franchise now, I guess.
I think that's the point of that franchise.
I mean, yeah. But hey, if you're a fan of Lollipop Chainsaw, I think I found As with the original, the new title aims to recreate the world rich in dark humor. The development process will prioritize staying true to the distinctive tone and spirit of the original work, without imposing excessive creative restrictions in the name of DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, yeah.
I think throwing in, like, it's weird to kind of even say that. Like, you could just be like, yeah, we're going to stick to the original tone. And, like, that's, I don't know, that could be the end of the statement. I don't know.
Yeah, like...
Not necessarily to say DEI is the problem of video games being so shit.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, you know, I don't like, you know, stuff like that as much as, like, the next guy or whatever you want to say. But the thing is, like, to, like, put a focus on that, to me, like, I actually had this discussion, I think last week or something, with someone about, like, because that House of Asher show, it's a new Spartacus show. Like, they showed, there was a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con actually it might be over, right? Was this past weekend. And they had, like, a trailer for that new Spartacus show, House of Asher. And for anyone, I don't know if anyone even needs an explanation for the Spartacus show, but it's just about gladiators. We'll just, you know, whatever. So in the trailer, they show, like, a black female. I guess apparently she's supposed to be a lesbian too, like, as, like, one of the major characters for the show. And so obviously that got, like, a lot of people, you know, who you would think was going to be in a tizzy about it, got in a tizzy about it. And so there was a discussion about, like, well, this show's going to be bad or whatever. For me, when I was in the discussion about it, I said it's not bad because of that. That it's clear that there was certain things that are going to be, the story's going to be sacrificed because they're going to focus on that. It's kind of actually what I was talking with you guys about with the Wolfenstein this past week too. And so it's the same thing for the other side. If you're so focused on, like, hey, we're anti-DEI, that to me seems like you're sacrificing the story and maybe even gameplay, sacrificing making something good in the name of, like, look, we have giant titties and you can look up her skirt stuff and still and all stuff. Like, it works still that same way. Like, to focus on that kind of stuff, to me, shows that you're not focused on the right things. So, I mean, you know, I could be wrong about all these things, you know, and, like, maybe that House of Asher show is going to be good. And we'll talk about it in a bit too, I guess. We'll talk about it next. Maybe the Wolfenstein show will be good. Maybe Lollipop Chainsaw 2 will be good and all stuff. But when you clearly have these things that are like, this is what's going to be a focus, or the possibility of a focus, like, and then you show that you're focusing on that, to me that shows that you don't care about this, about, like, making a good product. You care about trying to please a certain crowd, and I don't like that kind of stuff. It's just, like I said, I'm one of those people, I don't like that kind of stuff too, when they're like, you know, oh, we want to have a trans character, and we want to have a strong female lead. Like, okay, cool. Are you going to make a good game? It's the same thing. Like, oh, look, we're going to have anti-DEI stuff. So that means titties and this is that. Cool. Are you going to make a good game? That's what I care about. Because, I mean, like, you know, that was like a big thing with Stellar Blade, but it turned out to be a good game. And Wu Chang is having that same thing too. But so far, what I played is a pretty good game. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys got anything else on Lollipop Chainsaw?
No, like, I plan on playing the first one when it goes on, like, if it goes on sale, like, a decent price on, like, the Xbox. Like, I plan on, like, I mean, because the gameplay, like, actually was decent, like, on the 360 back in the day. So, but I'm not gonna pay like $50 for it. Like, I was thinking like $20 bucks. I'll pick it up. So,
yeah.
Well, I can get it for that price. Like, I mean, you know, it's 2025, man. We can't be going out and spending $50 on every Tom, Dick, and Jane that comes out. So
that is true. All right, let's go ahead and move to the next thing. Actually, we'll talk about it now because I obviously mentioned it already. But they've announced there's going to be a Wolfenstein show. And Amazon is going to produce it. Now, yeah, like I said, I was talking about this with you guys that I'm going to be skeptical of this show. Because...
yeah, but it's got the same producers behind the
now,
Fallout series.
Yeah, when I saw that, I actually, after we were talking about it, I saw that it's the same team that did the Fallout show. So that, like, made me so much more hopeful because, damn, that Fallout show might be, like, the best video game adaptation, or not, video game, like, whatever. I really love that Fallout show. Like, I super love that fucking show. But, like, I'm still a little bit worried. You know, I understand, like, JJ, right? You had said, like, it's on Amazon. Like, you know, Amazon's done pretty well with stuff. But, like, they have their misses, too. You know, that Lord of the Rings show was bad. Like, that was a bad, like, a terrible show. They fucked up the Wheel of Time. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But then, obviously, yeah, you have your good shit. Like, Invincible's been awesome. You know, fucking... Reacher. I don't. You guys watch Reacher?
No.
No? It's a good show. It's a very good show. The Terminal List. That was a good show. They have stuff, you know, that is good. Oh, I fucking loved the Jack Ryan show, and they're doing a movie too, which I cannot wait. But yeah, so no, look, I'm more hopeful because of the team behind it. The thing is, like I said. Like I was telling you guys, I am skeptical and worried about because of the content of what Wolfenstein is. Maybe if they were just, you know, I mean, obviously you kind of can't focus on the older games because, you know, the story's there, but not really. The two latest, well, I guess the four latest, the latest like set of games, because there's what, I think there's 4, right? There was New Blood, Old Blood, New Colossus, and I don't remember that multiplayer game, the co-op one. Remember we played it, Devin? It was bad.
Yeah, because it focused on like
it was
repeating missions. And...
yeah, it was too repetitive. It was just not. It wasn't good. I don't remember what it was called. Youngblood?
That sounds right.
Yeah. Honestly, obviously, I think that's what they're going to focus on because, like, well, you know, that's the most story-rich, like, set of games that they've had. And so, I'm just more worried about, like, oh, they're going to go the whole, you know, what if the Nazis won the World War? Okay, that's a good premise because, you know, you have stuff like, you know, the Man in the High Castle, things like that. But I am worried that they're going to do the pandering too much with, like, doing the stuff of, like, you know, oh, pretty much except for the main character, anytime there's a white dude on the show, he's going to be the bad guy. He's evil. And when you're doing stuff like that, or to just be like, look, America was always racist. America was never good. Like, things like that. If they focus on that so much, you're not focused on making a good story. So that's why I was worried. I couldn't really, like, explain it to you guys, you know, as best as I can because you can only do so much through texting.
The explanation that you just gave is still pretty much what you gave in text, and it's not great. But
well, I mean, no, look.
Look,
I understand you guys are more left-leaning than I am, so you're not going to accept
not.
That
but the
stuff.
thing is, like, your logic doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, if, like, yeah, a random person you might meet out if the Nazis take over America, like, yeah, more often than not, like, a person you meet is gonna be the bad guy. Like, that's you're in enemy territory.
No, but, like, obviously in the games there's a resistance. So
hey, underground, they don't just walk around like I'm the resistance.
Yeah.
Devin.
So, but the thing is, see, you guys are automatically going with that, like,
So you're telling
when
me
I
there's gonna
say
be a
the
black
white people,
bad guy in a Wolfenstein movie in the show?
nobody said anything about that.
No, you said every white guy is gonna be a bad guy. Of course they are, because the fucking Nazis that are white people.
And see,
like,
here's my issue. So here's my issue. You said every Nazi is a white guy, but when I told you, and I had to tell you twice, and you clearly still did not understand what I said or ignored. But not every white person is a Nazi. Do you understand that?
Rocket is backwards as shit. Like, yeah, every white people, like, Devin's not a Nazi, but a Nazi is usually a white person.
Okay, so that means
that's my logic. But you're just saying, but every white person is not a Nazi. Like, yeah, but every Nazi is a fucking white guy. You're already assuming that every Nazi is already a white guy.
That's what you just did. That's what you just did.
I think every Nazi is a white guy. Is what I'm fucking saying, because that's the true fucking blood race shit. But they're saying, but every white guy.
Hold on.
Of course they're not.
See, and that's what I'm saying. You guys are not understanding what's going on here. You guys are just going with like, oh, it's Nazis. Of course, the Nazis are bad. And I'm not trying to say like they have to show good Nazis or whatever. I'm saying that when you have a show like this, when you have something like this, they tend to be like every white person is a bad guy. Every white person. And when you do that, they sacrifice story because they're doing the pandering to the people that are like, yeah, see, look, yeah, show me that. And you can't have that. Like, so you're telling me every white person is just going to agree with that kind of stuff? If they're ruled by the Nazi regime, probably.
So
there's going to be, and that
look at what happened in fucking goddamn to the Jewish people, like Holocaust, all this shit. Like, they try to hide. They try to
that's
play
my
issue.
And and there's my big issue, and that's an issue I have with people who don't seem to understand why these types of things are not good when you focus on these kinds of things with, because look, and this is why I said you guys are more left leaning than I am. You guys didn't seem to want to argue the point when I said like the anti-DEI stuff is stupid. To this, you guys are more willing to argue with like, oh, but this is fine. We got to argue the point with this. And to me, the quote unquote DEI stuff.
Oh shit, you fucking backwards for not all white people are Nazis. I'm like, I agree, not all white people are Nazis. But like 99% of the time, Nazis are white people.
But I'm telling you, in the show, and I'm not saying it's gonna 100% gonna happen. That's why I said. That's why I said I'm not saying 100% it's gonna happen. And I even said it in our group chat.
I said 95%.
I said 95%. I said 95% because they always do that. They always do that. Now, I'm going to lower it because it is the team behind Fallout.
Bet your life on it then.
I am going to lower my percentage because it's the team behind Fallout.
So what?
Probably 75%. Still. I think it's more likely to happen.
A minority colored person being a bad guy is probably ratting on those fucking people to the fucking Nazis. You know, that's literally what it is. Like, oh, that's a bad guy because he wants to save his own ass and I got fucking executed. That's my take on it. But most of the time, it's going to be white people. Are going to be the bad guys in the situation because that's in reality of what it would have been like. Like, I just don't understand. I'm actually blown the fuck up, dude. Like, did you miss, like, World War II class or some shit?
Like, I don't understand.
He's got his GED, so yeah.
No, it was. See, but the thing is, you guys are trying to be like, oh, this, and that. You guys are clearly not like looking at it how I'm trying to tell you. You guys are looking at it from a lens that is completely in like looking at. You're like focused on the wrong kinds of things. And I'm trying to tell you when you look at stuff like this, watch TV and movies, fictional things that use history. Okay, yes, but it's fiction. They still have to always do that. Every time you see anything like that, anytime, it is almost without fail. Every white guy is a bad guy. That's what I'm telling you. Like they can, if the show comes out and it's like, yeah, they have their guys and it's just this and that, and like, yeah, it's a mixture, then okay, I'm fucking wrong. But like, you know, I haven't seen that kind of stuff.
Bad guys.
No,
Mexican
I didn't even say that. See, and that's the other thing. You guys are taking it in the wrong way. That I want like bad guys of color. No, I make all the make all the bad guys white. that is completely fine because they're fucking Nazis.
That's what I'm saying. And you're
But-
about it.
But
What the fuck?
but there needs to be like some white guys that are going to be good guys. And
There will be. I'm not saying every dude's
There
a
will be.
Nazi. They're
Jesus
like the
Christ.
United States is being taken over by fucking Nazis. And so, like, for instance, like Devin, let's just say, like Devin and every other white people will probably, I guess we have to fucking, we're ruled by them, so I gotta fucking obey their rules. But Devin doesn't mean Devin's a fucking Nazi and just like, hey, Everett and JJ over there are fucking Mexicans hiding. Get them. Like, thank you, Devin, for your,
I don't think you guys understand. We're going to move on to the next thing because you guys, we're going to literally argue in, we're going to argue in a circle about this kind of stuff because like I've watched enough movies and TV shows within the past 5 years, 10 years, to know that
You get it. You're fucking old.
like these are the kinds of things they do because they have to pander to these kinds of things thinking this is how you make the money, and it always ends up failing, but Hollywood still pushes all that stuff. Like, I just, for me, I don't like it because if you're going to have the backdrop of like things like Nazism and racism, like make something good, like the Sinners movie that has a backdrop of old United States that has a lot of white racism and KKK heavily being around, but they made a good fucking movie still. And then just focus on like this. They were like, no, we want to make a good story first, and we're going to add this as the flavor.
Because it was
But
like
you can say that about
in the fucking
anything.
30s,
You
though.
can say
It was based in the 30s, and the KKK was barely, like, just like in the beginning and the fucking ending of the movie. Like, that's
Well,
literally the
also,
point of it.
like, I don't know. I hate this whole sentiment of like, go woke, go broke. Like,
Well, no.
yes, if you do,
No,
that's what you're.
no.
that's what
Look,
you're
I
saying.
hate that. No, I hate the go woke, go broke because people have, like, people. It is used in such a stupid way. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think if you do these things that it's automatically bad. That if you add in woke stuff that it's automatically bad. I'm saying that when you add in or focus on it, that's what I mean. When you focus on it, that's when I have very, very strong feelings that you either have something bad or I watch it and, oh no, you have something bad. Like, things can be awesome with quote-unquote woke stuff. I'm not one of those idiots who just thinks like, oh, they have a strong female character, they have a black guy as the main character, oh, this is bad. No. Because I've watched a lot of shit. Oh, some of my favorite movies are not focused on like what, is not considered woke. Straight white guy. But in the past 10 years, every time there has been a strong focus on it, not adding it in necessarily, but clearly they are focused and showing you, look at what we have. That tends to end up being the detriment because they didn't focus on the story. They were like, look at what we have.
You could say that about any,
and that's
anything.
And I literally just said that that Lollipop Chainsaw game might not be good because they're so focused on like, look, we're gonna make sure we have big ass titties and this and that and hot chicks and all that stuff. Like, I don't care about that. Give me something good. Give me something good. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. All that stuff.
Wasn't the first one even fucking good anyway? I think it's just, again, it's just...
well, it's going to be a new developer, I think. That's the thing. It's going to be a new developer.
I think they're just going to keep the same essence of the game. Like,
that's what they said.
If you buy this game, you're good. We know what type of player you're buying this game.
Yeah,
we know.
but...
Like when Devin and I were games, we got the same people that bought those weird anime
But again...
fucking...
Like, it's a new developer. So, like, just because they're keeping the essence of the game doesn't mean that they're going to make a good game.
Boob mouse pad.
Yeah, seriously.
I know what kind of man you are.
If they make a new game, then people like that actually enjoy the actual game, they're not gonna like it, and it's gonna suck ass. Just because you want to cater to other people. Like, those type of games are catered to a certain type of people.
You mean like, yeah. I know, but I'm just saying, when I want to play something or watch something, yeah, those types of things, if they are super focused on like, it's like...
So you want good writing.
I want
like
good
everybody
writing.
else.
I want good writing.
Congratulations.
I want good writing.
It's what
and
AJ and I have been saying the whole fucking time, and you're like
But-
mad at us for not saying it the way.
No,
Oh my
but
God.
you got because
No.
you guys are trying to downplay my fears that that this setting is inherently something that they are going to focus on the wrong things, because even in the games they kind of started doing that. Like with like the second game, they started to try and like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's add in this stuff and focus on the wrong things. Like the BJ Blazkowicz character is strong enough that it didn't go that route all the way, but like these kinds of things are, when they want to have that. Like there was this show that actually Amazon was gonna have where like it got canceled. I think it never happened, but it was like, oh, something about the Civil War. After the Civil War, like half of America gets separates, and it's owned by, like, it's supposed to be just black people that basically live there. I'm like, that kind of stuff, like, what they're going to be doing, and they're the chances of them sacrificing story for whatever they want to have as their message and like to pander to people is way too high. Again, I literally have been saying it. I could be wrong, and the Wolfenstein show is fucking awesome, and they don't do that stuff. And I have higher hopes because, like, a lot of people thought, again, there we go. Like, a lot of people thought that Fallout was going to do that because it's a female lead, and I wasn't like, well, okay, it's a female lead, but is it going to be a good show? And it's a great fucking show that just happens to have a female lead. So, yeah, like, I'm just saying the chances of this happening are super high because of the setting that it has. And that's my fear. Like, the setting that it has is inherently has that baggage with it and everything. And unfortunately, because a lot of people in Hollywood are liberal, left-leaning people. So they're going to do that. All right? And I'm not knocking them for being liberal and left-leaning. Be whatever you want. I'm more of a centrist. Maybe more right-leaning. I don't know. But like I said, I've seen it way too many times where they focus on things that is to the detriment of the story. And it happens, like I said, it happens on the right side too. Like, there's that movie Lady Ballers. It has a good premise, like, oh, these guys dress up as women, for a comedy or whatever, as women to play, what do you call it? You could have, like, a good message with that. But instead they just wanted to, like, make fun of, like, dudes who trans women, guys who become women, and then play sports. Like, that's all they wanted to do. And so they sacrificed any kind of comedy to do that. To, like, make fun of these people. And it's like, you just made a bad movie, and it's even worse because you made bad jokes and made fun of people that, like, oh, because you don't like them. Like, you can do that kind of stuff. Or, like, there's a movie, it's one of those, like, I guess back in the day it would be straight to DVD. I don't know how you would call those now. Straight to streaming, yeah. That's like, it focuses on school shootings, and it just tried to make white people look good, and it's just like, I see what you're trying to do because you're trying to say, like, oh, people focus on white people doing school shootings and stuff, and, like, that's not how it is, blah blah blah. But it's like, you just made a bad movie trying to be like, look, no, white people are heroes. Like, no, you just made a bad movie. And you focused on this because you're trying to, like, quote unquote, own the libs and stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying. It happens on both sides. So when I see that, I'm just like, ugh. It makes me less hopeful for stuff. It's the same thing with, unfortunately with that Spartacus show. Like, they focus so heavily on, like, look at this strong female character we're going to have. I'm like, oh no. Are you going to sacrifice story and character development to focus on that she's just better than everyone somehow. Like, regardless. I'm like, that's what you guys are going to do. And that hurts what you should be doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I've been saying this whole time.
Okay.
Let us move to the next thing.
I said you want good writing, and that's what it comes down to. Is you want good writing, and then you went on a fucking diatribe for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I want good writing, but because you guys are downplaying what I'm fearful of.
Oh my god, dude, shut up! Like, you're over, like, talking over me. I'm like, all it comes down to is writing in general. Like, that's what JJ and I are talking about, and like, because we're not saying it in the exact. Yes, JJ and I have different brains, and we're saying it, but we're all saying the same thing. And you're getting upset about it that we're not saying it the way you want it said in your words.
Don't downplay what my fears are.
Oh my god!
Especially too because I watch a lot of stuff. I understand how Hollywood works when it comes to what they're bringing us.
Okay, Mr. Man on the Inside, because you live in California. Thank you for that you know so much more than us. I appreciate your insight.
All right, next thing. I hope you guys are huge fans of Last of Us and want to know every word they're saying. Sony, I guess PlayStation will say. PlayStation is now selling hardcover books of the scripts for Last of Us Part 1 and 2. They're going to be...
Hard for your mind.
It says, this volume contains the script from both The Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2, as well as the DLC Left Behind. So, again, Sony, PlayStation milking the fuck out of Last of Us. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that? My thoughts are just like, Jesus, guys, find something else, please.
Anything to make money.
Yep.
I mean, if it's making money.
Kids would say they're cringe. It's cringe, bro. It's cringe. Cringe is cringe, bro.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right. You know what? Let's move to the next thing. And this one, I'm going to be like, well, this fucking sucks because, yeah, I don't even know. Splitgate 2. Fuck. Splitgate 2 is unlaunching, we'll say. It's going back to beta.
God.
They put out a tweet. I'm not going to read all this because, Jesus Christ. To the Splitgate community, we believe in Splitgate 2. This game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years. We heard your feedback. We agree with you. We're going back to beta. Now, more than ever, we need your help. We're returning to our roots. Things like that. Rebuilding the core experience isn't a quick fix. They're basically just going to try and, tighten up everything. And they're also, I didn't even know it was still going, or that it was still online. They're going to shut down the servers for Splitgate 1. So yeah, Splitgate 2 is going back to beta. Now, I'm surprised, but also kind of not surprised at the same time that they're doing this. Like, I very much enjoy Splitgate 2. But, I mean, obviously Splitgate 1 wasn't popular enough to keep going, which is why they tried to do a Splitgate 2 to refine and add more and everything. But also at the same time, Splitgate 1 wasn't popular enough. So, it can lend to reason maybe Splitgate 2 wasn't going to find a big enough audience as well. But also, there was a lot of, a lot of blowback on, when he was in, what was it? The Summer Games Fest? The CEO or whatever?
His cringe edgelord press conference.
Yeah. To come out with that, it was a very bad look for them. And then also with the whole like, oh yeah, we're doing, we're tired of the same old. Here's a battle royale.
And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
like, he sounded like fucking, like, when he said that, I was like, dude, you sound like, I don't know, like the Team America World Police, like, it's fucking awesome. It's like, oh my god, dude, shut up.
Yeah. I honestly think if they just would have done what everyone wanted, and would, just had like some kind of single player campaign, I think the game would be with enough players that they wouldn't have to do this. I think honestly, that is what kind of hurt them badly, was the way they said, hey, the game's out now and here's a battle royale. And then obviously just having a battle royale in general. Like, I think that really hurt them. But I mean, the game's not going away. They're just going back to beta. Now, for however long that is. Who knows?
Yeah, so like...
Until they pay more streamers to play their game again to get the hype up.
Yeah. Yeah, you forgot to mention that part.
Oh yeah, there was that, right? Did I even have that
90% drop off.
I had a 90% drop off, yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about it last week.
$400,000.
They paid a lot of money apparently, for streamers to play the game and everything. I'm like, oh, hey, if you could have paid me like $10, I would have played the game. But
you paid them $20.
I paid them $20. I mean, like, look, that was probably not something they should have done. Is that I don't think any company should be trying to pay any streamers to play their games for promotion. And not because, like, I think it's a bad idea, like, to have streamers play your game for promotion. I think it's because no matter what, streamers are going to try and either A, play something that's super popular at that point, or just B, like, move on to the next thing. The next, whatever. Like, yeah, you might have your guy who will play Splitgate 2 for a couple weeks, and you paid him for it, but, like, eventually he's probably going to go back to playing, like, Fortnite or Call of Duty. Like, because that's just the game he plays. Because they're going to worry about who's their audience, like, what their audience is watching. And most likely their audience probably get more viewers when they're playing, like, Fortnite, Roblox, Call of Duty, PUBG, whatever it is. So, yeah, that was probably the wrong thing to do, was pay a bunch of people money. And yeah, they spent $400,000, right? Basically.
Yeah.
And
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of money to spend. Like, for an indie game, probably not what they should have done. And again, look, I think the game will thrive in the end. It's not going to be huge, but I think it's going to get its niche and its audience. They just need to keep, as I've said, it doesn't matter what game you are. If you just keep working at it, eventually you will have your audience. You just have to keep working on it. You can't abandon it. If they abandon it, then, well, they abandon it. Like, but, it doesn't look like they want to. They said it's been their life for 10 years, the Splitgate games. So, yeah. I don't know. JJ, what, you have any other thoughts on it?
Nah, this is a joke, but whatever. Yeah.
Let me see. Devin, anything else to add?
No, I mean, like, I don't know. Your skin's, like, fucked, or are you going to still be able to access that in beta mode and stuff?
No, I'm pretty sure everything is still... You could access it. Because they're not taking the game offline.
No, you get all your stuff, I'm assuming.
Yeah. They're not taking the game offline. They're just going back to beta.
So what's the point of it going back into beta, then?
Honestly, I don't know. I really don't understand that. Like, if you're going back to beta, you know, I mean, the game's still playable. It's still out. Like, it's still, you know, I think you could just, like, hey, we're just doing another huge update. Basically, like, what was that game? No Man's Sky. Like, they never did anything where they were like, oh, we're kind of unreleasing the game. Or they're just like, no, we're going to keep giving you big updates until you guys, it's at a place where you guys like or something like that. Like, I think that's all they could have done, but I think they just, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what going back to beta like means.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, glad at least your $20 didn't get flushed down the drain yet. So.
Not yet. It wasn't flushed down the drain. I had enjoyed what I played. I just unfortunate. You know what? Another thing. They came out at a time when like literally right after stuff started coming out. Like I think that's the other issue. Like other things started coming out. And it was like a snowball of, oh, this game's out now. Now this game's out. Now this game's out. And it's like, okay, do you want to play another shooter? You know, that has a battle royale, cool, but it's still just a shooter? Or do you want to play Elden Ring Nightreign? Or do you want to play Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers? Do you want to play... I'd have to look at the calendar of games and all that stuff that's come out since. But yeah, like, there's been a bunch of games that have released since then that people are probably like, I want to go play this instead. You know, like, I mean, shit. Donkey Kong Bonanza just released. Mario Kart World and all that stuff.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
There's just been other stuff that's come out that, you know, makes sense. People are probably going to... There was going to be a drop-off. All right. Let me see. Supermassive Games, guys who made Until Dawn, those Dark Pictures games, they're having some layoffs. Not a lot of people, 36 people.
How much percentage is that?
Yeah, I can't find the percentage of it. So it might be a big enough percentage for what they are, but yeah. They put out a statement. They said that they remain focused on their upcoming projects and have made the decision to move the launch of Directive 8020 to the first half of 2026. So that was supposed to come out this year, right? I think. So it looks like that's being delayed. And I didn't even know that they were working on Little Nightmares 3, but they said there's no impact on the development of that game. I didn't even know they were doing that game. I know they didn't do the first two, so that's why I'm surprised that they're doing Little Nightmares 3. Yeah. You know, I don't. It sucks, and I'm, you know, that people are getting. I mean, we say this all the time. I'm just glad, I guess, that we're gonna get more. We're still gonna get their games. Directive 8020. I remember I'm like, oh yeah, I want to play this because I like Supermassive stuff. I like the way their games are. Again, I didn't know they were making Little Nightmares 3, but I mean, I haven't played the first two.
What they are?
It's like a side-scrolling, like spooky game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Little Nightmares game like a co-op by night. I think.
I don't. Let me look that up. Does it have co-op? Or at least the second one?
I thought the second one had co-op.
Why did it not? If I go to Little Nightmares 2, yeah, it says single player.
No, single player. I think he plays two different characters.
Yeah. Huh. It's only $10 on Steam right now. Huh. So yeah, I don't know. You guys have anything to add to this? I mean, more layoffs in the game industry.
Yeah, like hopefully it wasn't a lot, like percentage-wise of their staff. But yeah, I mean it's just another shit. Just sucks. Just too many layoffs. Just in the world in general. Just like, I don't know. Like, people need fucking jobs. Like,
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move to the next thing, and then we got basically the biggest news stories left. Battlefield 6. They just released a trailer for it, and it looks like it's skipping PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I know, was it you, JJ? You were like, finally, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I posted it and Devin said finally.
Okay, that's what it was. So, yeah. The trailer... My thoughts on the trailer, it looked, like Battlefield? I don't know. They had that trailer, and I'm just like, this is probably not the way they should have, like, announced the game. Like, to show that, like, it's a Battlefield game. Because after Battlefield 2042, right? Yeah, that's what it's called. Like, people are not as hopeful or, like, as high on Battlefield. I know they're going to have, I think it's on the 30th, actually. They're going to have, like, a multiplayer reveal. They need to actually like have like, oh, here's how the game plays, like an actual match of the game or something. They better not do something like how Call of Duty would do, where it's just like a trailer showing snippets like next to a rap song or something.
That rumor has it after the event they're gonna have a fucking beta for it.
Oh, that's even better actually. Yeah, that they need to have something that's showing like, no, this game is what you guys want. Like, this is Battlefield. Now, I mean, we all want Bad Company 3, but that's something else.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, which is going to happen for Bad Company 3 or Half-Life 3?
None.
Yeah.
Just none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of the above.
So, I don't know.
Well, I also heard that Battlefield is also gonna have a battle royale mode as well. Battlefield 6.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Yeah, and then they said, one of them said like the rumor has it the circle like closing, it's gonna be like super fucking crazy. Where if you're outside the zone at all, you die. That's it. If you get hit by the circle, you're dead. Yeah, so like you'd be like, after like, if you're getting pretty close, your screen starts to turn like red, like fire, like, hey, you hurry the fuck up. But the moment that line touches you, you just die. Equipment gets destroyed outside the ring, everything like that. Vehicles just blow up. So I think people on Call of Duty, like Warzone, I think the streamer guy like won a tournament because he literally hid the whole time in the gas. That's how he won. Just kept using injectors, getting his health back, just going to places, picking up more injectors, using our ammo crate, get more injectors, and just won the game because he outlived the other dude. I'm like, at least this Battle Royale will be a lot more heavy gunplay focused. So, from what it is, I just didn't like it. I didn't really face too many people like that, but if it's somebody wins a tournament by just cheesing, kind of just lame.
Yeah, that is nice. That, like, I mean, that will be a big adjustment for everybody because, I mean, if you think back to like PUBG, Fortnite, like they all, like you all have like a grace period. It's like I can keep looting this, but this will be like, oh fuck, like if they have like that as, I don't know if that is the norm or if that's just a mode, like that'll be a big adjustment for a lot of people.
Wasn't that like the Battlefield 1? Didn't they do that too? Or it was just a giant wall of fire, right? Just coming in and just destroying shit.
Yeah, I think so. I never played that mode, so but I think that's how it was.
Yeah, neither did I. Yeah. And I'll be down to play some Battlefield. Try it out again if it's on, Game Pass. So.
Oh God. I mean, eventually it'll be on Game Pass because of the EA Play stuff, but yeah. All right. We have this quick little thing. So Sony has acquired 2.5% stake in Bandai Namco. This seems like it's more for just like anime and stuff, like other things, and obviously make money off of what they sell. Now I'm seeing people that are like, oh shit, this means like Elden Ring and From Software is gonna be like exclusive to PlayStation. Not necessarily yet. I mean, for all we know, they end up buying Bandai Namco. Still probably won't be exclusive, but we'll get into that later.
He was saying exclusive shit for some games that are like insanely huge that make tons of fucking billions of dollars. Like
They
they're making
gained
exclusive. Just cut off.
2.5% of the company. Like,
Sit down,
that's
low.
like-
They'd do anything to still not do Bloodborne 2.
Ugh.
yeah, like imagine having a Souls-like IP exclusive to your console and then like not doing anything with it.
Well, you know what the thing is,
Like, whoa.
Sony
Switch 2.
Sony
Weird.
Sony shut down the actual like studio that, because yeah, From Software obviously made Bloodborne or whatever, but like Japan Studio actually was a big part of that too. So like Japan Studio could have like either, you know, remastered Bloodborne or made another one, and they shut down Japan Studio. So like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they end up owning Bandai Namco and then FromSoft makes, you know, games for Sony, cool, or for PlayStation, like, cool, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'll play them on PlayStation instead. But I just don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to be the. I mean, we'll get into it later, but like, I don't think that's what's going to happen if they end up owning more of Bandai Namco anyway. So, yeah.
Sit down, low, bro. Sit down, low, bro.
All right. All right. This is really the last like little story of the week, and then we'll get into the big three things. So, Moon Studios, creators of the Ori games, right now they're working on a game called No Rest for the Wicked. It's in early access on Steam. Their CEO Thomas Mahler came out and said that basically when it comes to releasing on consoles, PS5 makes the most sense at the moment. You know, citing like market conditions and resources and everything. He said we'll have to discuss things with Microsoft and see what makes sense for Xbox, things like that. But yeah, so Xbox would eventually see the game, but looks like they are more toward releasing on PlayStation first. This is obviously gone about as well as you'd expect with PlayStation or with the Xbox fanboys. Like there was a guy who. Now here's the thing. Actually, my issue with this thing. So someone had replied to him, you know, being entitled. Now the guy was sounding entitled, saying like, "Well, I'm not going to buy the game." He replied to that tweet that Thomas Mahler actually put out. But then Thomas Mahler, like, you know, he replied to that saying, "Entitlement munch, like, you know, making games is hard. We don't have a lot of resources. This, and that." My issue is that I think he's generating this kind of stuff on purpose, like this kind of buzz, by like, oh yeah, we're probably gonna have to release on PlayStation, because he's been kind of attacking people. Not really, but kind of like, you know, like, hey, people need to review our game and give it good reviews and buy our game and this and that, or else we're just not gonna be. He's literally said like, you guys need to do this or else we're gonna have to shut down. So like, I think he's doing this just to like generate some kind of buzz, you know. And to me, that's just like, maybe don't do that, because I don't know if like releasing first on PlayStation is the way to go. You know, it's just, you're still an indie game. I don't know if No Rest for the Wicked. It's, you know, it's like a top-down like loot game, kind of like a Diablo, but I think it's supposed to be more closer to hack and slash, like action or something. I haven't played it yet. I was kind of waiting for it to be on console. Maybe I'll just get it on Steam. I don't know. But also too, at the same time, like, they cultivated like a fan base on Xbox through the Ori games. Like, I don't know why these publishers or these developers tend to do that. Because, like, I remember, like, you know, Cliff Bleszinski did that shit some years back, where he just basically was, like, making fun of Xbox and its fan base. It's like, dude, Gears of War is where it made you who you are. Like, that fan base brought you up. So.
He's only pissed because all his games are fucking shit after Gears.
Oh my god, dude! Like, yeah, he still talks about that. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter or see his tweet. He still talks about that, like how he's upset about his games failing and Boss Key Studios like having to shut down. He's never gonna get over those things.
You could.
Well, do you remember what the names of his games were?
It was like a hero shooter and a world.
Yeah, there was a hero shooter and then the battle royale was real bad. The hero shooter, like I heard actual like there was like decent things about the hero shooter, but yeah.
So Lawbreakers was the hero shooter.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
And Radical Heights, that's what it was called. Radical Heights was the battle royale. Both of which were commercial failures. Damn. I would not have guessed that they were both commercial failures. No, never mind. I thought Lawbreakers was a little bit more successful, but I guess I was wrong. No, yeah. I mean, I remember when Lawbreakers was coming out, and he was like, yeah, it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. There was a lot of, like, you know, from the Xbox fan base, like, there was a lot of, like, we'll say unhappiness. But, yeah. I do remember that. He got a lot of, like, people mad at him for that. That's when, he made fun of, like, he called, like, the Xbox One the Xbox XOXO or whatever it's called. Yeah. But, yeah, so Thomas Mahler, you know, coming out saying that, like, this is the thing. Like, I understand that they're an indie studio. They don't have a lot of resources. I don't understand why making it for one console matters that much. Like, why you can't do it for both. Like, I mean, as far as I know, like, both consoles are just pretty much the same now. Like, with this, you know, with what's inside of them. Like, there's some differences, but they're pretty much the same thing.
The S, if you have to also,
you know, we haven't talked about this before, I think. Because, yeah, we've had that, like, there was that Wukong game. There's another game, right, recently that came out. It's like, oh, yeah, the Series S is kind of hampering us, so we're probably not going to release on Xbox or whatever. And if they come out and say something like that, too, the Series S is going to hold something back. Like, I'm so tired of that, like, as being a narrative for not releasing games on the Xbox. When they literally, all of them release their games on PC. Because you have to make your game be able to scale with different PCs. You can't just make it like it has to be this way. So if you can do that, why is it so hard to, like, well, it's just not going to be as powerful or as good looking or whatever on this console compared to the Series X? I will never, ever accept that. They're like, oh, the Series S is holding it back. Like, it's fine if you don't want to release it on Xbox, but to be like, well, it's the Series S. Like, no, like get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, it's just like that Wukong game. Like, they clearly got, like, they just never wanted to say it. Like, they got money from PlayStation. It's like, dude, just say you got money from PlayStation. More power to you. You guys are like an independent studio. You need that shit. Just come out and say it, like, and if the same thing is happening with, like, yeah, but it's like the same thing is happening with No Rest for the Wicked, where, like, Sony came up to him. I mean, that would make sense for Sony to kind of do that too, to be like, hey, we want to give you money for development of this game, but you got to release it on our console exclusively, whether it's timed or not. Like, because of the Ori games, you know, giving them some kind of, like, cachet to be like, oh yeah, you made these two really good games. You know, just be like, yeah, Sony's helping with development. We're going to release on PlayStation. I respect that a lot more than being like, well, you know, this, and that, and marketing conditions. Come on, dude. Let's put our dicks out on the table here. We know what's going on. I mean, I think that's basically what happened. Well, I mean, there was that, like, apparently Microsoft, or like Xbox and Moon Studios kind of had a falling out because of, I get Moon Studios was not the best place to work apparently, but yeah. Are you guys even excited for No Rest for the Wicked, or you don't even have? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, I like the Ori games, but part of the deal was I didn't have to fucking pay for them, really, because they're on Game Pass. Like, I enjoy a good platformer, so.
I actually bought the definitive edition on my Switch 1 for the first game. I don't know if the second game's on the Switch.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Because you got the achievements.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got the achievements for it. But, like, that's kind of why I got it. I wanted to get the achievements. But I wanted to play the game again because, like, I think the Ori games are the best Metroidvania games ever. I very, very much adore those games. The artwork or the art style is beautiful. The story is awesome. The gameplay is like I honestly believe those games are both 10 out of 10. They're hard too. Like, they could be hard, and I love them. I love those games. Like, I'm talking about them now. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to download them again and probably play through them. I really do. I really do love those games. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them.
I would like. I want another one. Only if Moon Studios is doing it. I don't, want to just any fucking any development team to make it. I want them to make it, but I do want another one. And I am kind of sad thinking that we might not actually ever get one, but yeah. I want to check something. If I get Ori and the Blind Forest on my PC, it is all new achievements that I can unlock. Wait. Yeah. I may have to download it on my PC and play the first one. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually I'll probably play No Rest for the Wicked. I'm not going to be like one of those people like, oh, you don't want to release on Xbox? Well, fuck you, I'm not buying your game. But I do think it's kind of a little fucked up to kind of spurn that fan base when, they're the ones who put you on the map in a way, but whatever. Alright. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch.
One or two?
The Switch 2.
Okay.
I don't think it has numbers. I can't find numbers. But regardless, the Nintendo Switch has now become the fastest selling gaming hardware in U.S. history. And I think that's fucking hilarious. So, okay, here we go. So it sold 1.6 million units in its debut month. PlayStation 4 was a previous record holder at 1.1 million units. Yeah. So it's at 1.6, probably closer to 2 million now, because we don't have the. July's not over yet, so we don't have the data. But yeah, shit, it might even be more than 2 million actually at this point. So yeah, what do you guys think? Nintendo Switch 2 is the fastest selling gaming hardware.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, good. I think I saw like a post somebody's complaining.
Yeah, everyone's complaining. Then now everyone couldn't get enough of it.
I mean, like to me, I think the Switch 2 is probably going to end up as, if we just take out the PlayStation 2, I think the Switch 2 is going to be the highest selling console. Let's just pretend the PlayStation 2 doesn't exist on that list, And I'll explain my reasoning for that in a bit. But I think that the Switch 2 is going to be the highest selling console. So it'll effectively it's going to be like essentially it's just going to be the second highest selling console of all time. But I think it's Now obviously I don't think anything is beating PlayStation 2. Like if at all, anytime soon, if at all. Because
they had like 14 years, 12 years of fucking sell time or some shit.
Well,
So
the reason, honestly, the reason I think the PlayStation 2 is just never going to be beat is just like the PlayStation 2 had an unfair advantage in that it was also a DVD player. A lot of people did buy it. Like, oh yeah, I could play DVDs on this. It was basically a cheap DVD player. So 160 million units, yeah. But I think the PlayStation 4 is at 117 million units. It's not close to 160. And the Switch, what is it? 152 million. Jesus Christ.
I don't think how COVID happened.
Yeah. You know what? The COVID thing probably helped Switch a lot, actually. So
I made a lot of non-gamers become a little good gamers.
Yeah. But I also think the thing is, too, the Switch, Nintendo consoles can... I put it out. I actually put out a video on the channel talking about the Switch a little bit. I was talking about what our biggest story will be later on that we'll talk about. But to me, Nintendo Switch, it's always gonna sell. Or not Nintendo, but Nintendo consoles. They'll always sell if
outside the Wii U.
But I think the Wii U was... It made too many mistakes in what they were doing. Whereas a console like the Switch and the Switch 2 are doing more of the right things than the wrong things, that it's going to sell to guys like us, the more hardcore gamer, who want to have, the Switch because we want to play Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, whatever it is. But then it's still doing what it needs to do to sell to the grandmas. Even at $450, I still think it's doing what it needs to do to sell to the grandmas and the aunts and the uncles and the parents who are like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this for my kid or even me or whatever because I want to play this, I want to play a video game. And especially for little kids, and obviously it being portable helps a lot because, you get parents who'll be like, yeah, here you go. Now leave us alone while we watch TV or fuck or whatever, So, I mean, yeah, there's something that helps it very much. There's a reason, if you look at the top three, the Nintendo DS is, quote-unquote, the second highest selling console of all time. I didn't see the numbers, but yeah. So I think the Switch 2 has a possibility. I think it's a strong possibility it's going to outsell eventually the Switch 1. Now, I don't know if it'll outsell the PlayStation 2, but again, I think the PlayStation 2 was just an anomaly in that it being a cheap DVD player helped a lot.
Yeah, and obviously the time that the console is available to sell to, so if you give the Switch if the Switch 2 has a longer lifespan, it obviously will increase its sales as well.
I mean, they're going to still selling. They're going to still be selling the Switch 1.
So for another 10 years.
They might, yeah. They might still keep selling it like they, and releasing games for another whatever amount of time.
Yeah, but I don't know. At least with fucking Nintendo, at least Donkey Kong is a Switch 2 exclusive. You don't have, it's not being split up.
Yeah.
So it feels worth it. It's not like when you bought a PS5 at launch. I mean, I guess yeah, you had your Souls game, but Demon Souls remake. But then after that, I don't know, Horizon, God of War. It's okay, so we bought a console to play a remake of a game, and it's like, at least with Nintendo, like, you feel like it's gonna be worth it, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of games that aren't gonna be on both. Feels more worth it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing, is that, like, when it comes to Nintendo consoles, like, I think they're always gonna make it like, I don't know, I don't want to say worth it, but like, okay, compelling to own their console, because yeah, their games are just gonna be on Nintendo, and I don't think exclusives matter really. But when it comes to Nintendo, they're their own, like, thing. They're just outside of this. And so their games being exclusive only seem to matter for them. Because it's just this weird, like, how they've created their own, what was it what my brother said? They've created their
ecosystem?
own, they've created their, like, own ecosystem. But they've created their own, like, market within the market. That they only compete with themselves. You know? Like, actually, like I talked about in my video, like, they don't compete with PlayStation and Xbox. They compete with themselves. They march to the beat of their own drum, like we say all the time. They release what they want, when they want, how they want. And, you know, people are either going to buy it or not. And more likely than not, people do end up buying their stuff. It's just, you know, I think it's just because, honestly, I don't think people buy Xbox because they look at, like, I'm buying it for Xbox games. They buy Xbox because they just want to play games. You know, whatever the, you know, big games are at the time. Same thing with PlayStation. I don't think people buy PlayStation because they want to play Horizon, Death Stranding, and, I mean, yes, those are obviously, you have people who do buy those consoles for, you know, games like Gears, Halo, God of War, Horizon, Last of Us, whatever it is, but they buy consoles because they want to play Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, or whatever it's called, Fortnite, PUBG, maybe not PUBG as much, but Fortnite. But I think the thing when it comes to Nintendo, you don't buy a Nintendo console to play, like, games in general. I think people have that understanding that when you buy a Nintendo console, you're buying it for Nintendo games. You know?
Yeah, like, I'm not picking up Borderlands on this thing.
But you're sure as hell, like, gonna, yeah, you have Donkey Kong.
I got Donkey Kong. Like, I mean, like, like, if you look at all my Switch 1 games that I own, like, I have, like,
the Nintendo
going to my house, like, look at my fucking rack of games. Like, it's all the first party stuff.
Yeah.
I bought, like, so I could have it, like, if I have travel and stuff. Like, I bought Balatro on it because I got it for like $10. But yeah, like, you know, like, yeah, I bought it for the first party games.
Yeah, it's the same thing with my Switch. Like, I do have the Mega Man games on it, but, like, essentially, like, I have Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, you know, a couple Mario games on it. Like, that's why I had the Switch. I mean, I said, yeah, I bought Ori on it, but only because, like, I wanted more achievements and stuff. But, like, yeah, essentially, like, all the games I own on the Switch are just Nintendo games. Like, yeah, if I want other games, you know, the more high-end games, whatever you want to call them, like, yeah, I got the other consoles, I got the Xbox and all that. I'll play them. But you're never gonna see me, like, isn't Elden Ring supposed to switch be on the Switch too, or release at least?
I thought so, right?
Like, yeah, I'm never going to buy Elden Ring for this.
Yeah, you say that now, but you're gonna fucking buy Elden Ring.
No, because
I can't wait to use my Iron Slayer onto my
You're gonna fucking buy Elden Ring, and then you're gonna get fucking murked, and then you're gonna fucking crack it. You're like, oh fuck.
No, the reason I wouldn't buy Elden Ring on that is because I'd actually want, like, I don't think it's gonna play at 60 frames. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it plays at 60 frames, or it's gonna play whatever.
Maybe
but,
docked it would.
Yeah, I would want to. I actually would want to play Elden Ring on a more powerful console.
What if it does play 60 frames on the go.
Well then, cool. You know what I'll actually be able to play? What I would prefer to play Elden Ring on the go for would be an Xbox Ally X.
Yeah, you won't be able to afford that shit.
I'll get one. I will get one. If
I won't be able to afford that shit.
If I have to sell,
if it's gonna be a fucking grand, like goddamn.
I'll
dude,
be look.
like,
all I'm gonna do is just sell blood and semen, okay? And I'll be able to afford it. Not together, okay?
Well, first of all, no one wants your semen. Like, you would go into like a sperm bank, and they'd be like, "No thanks."
No thanks. You're short, tubby, and very ugly. Like, well, Jesus Christ, you guys didn't need to say that, but okay.
Like, you didn't see that shit, dude. What the fuck?
Well,
Yeah,
you guys
like,
did not
you
need
need
to say that.
Of anybody's semen, they would want like, mine's bum now, but like they would want mine. Most out of the three of you guys, but they still wouldn't even want mine. Most people, because of my hairline, they'd be like, "Nope."
You're like, look at that fucking hairline. Get the fuck out of here. You're
like, you're 6 foot, in shape, college graduate. Ooh, not the best hair. They'd be like, "Get out of here." So,
okay, fine. I'll sell my plasma like you always say to do.
Yeah, dude, sell your plasma. Like, it doesn't matter. One of our old coworkers, Victor, used to do that shit all the time. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh my god! All right, you guys have any thoughts on Switch 2 being the fastest selling hardware?
Congrats.
All right then, let's move on to the big Xbox thing of the week. Microsoft has reversed course. And they've now come out and said they're going to be selling Outer Worlds 2 for $70. No longer $80. If anyone's pre-ordered it or already bought it at that price, whatever it is, they're going to be giving refunds out, that extra $10, whatever.
Who charges you in full? Like, before the game's even fucking released? I guess maybe, but digitally.
No. Maybe certain
they don't charge you for like a...
Yeah, maybe certain storefronts, like if you bought it like on maybe Best Buy or something, or Walmart or whatever. I don't know.
They don't even charge you till it ships. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Regardless, yeah. They're going to be issuing refunds for the, that $10 that you were going to spend. Now you're not. Now it's $70.
And isn't it coming they're coming on disc too, right? Instead of a digital download?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on disc.
Which, I mean, how much of it will actually be on disc?
I thought about like adding that in, like, oh, it's going to be on disc, but like, is it actually on disc? Or is it like, yeah, part of the game's on disc, but most of it's being downloaded?
At least there's a disc to have as a souvenir.
I mean, cool, but
not cool.
I don't know. I'm not. For me, I don't care about discs like that, for just every game. The only one I would actually care about is like I said, Gears. But like even at the same time, I'm kind of thinking like, honestly, if like the next Gears game, I just want a steelbook case. Like if it's a steelbook case and there's no game in it, it's just a code. I'll be like, whatever. I got the steelbook. That's
I still want the disc.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's useless. It's just like, I don't know. Still want something to be in there, man.
So yeah.
Like, it doesn't cost that much to make a disc.
What are you guys' thoughts? Like them reversing course? Honestly, I think like I don't think at this point now it looks like I don't think any company could sell games at $80 except for Nintendo. Nintendo's going to be the only one who could do it because people have no choice. Whereas like I think the other companies are going to have to be like, yeah, we can't do it because like there was that obviously Randy Pitchford kind of fucked them probably too, but like 2K was looking to sell Borderlands 4 at $80, and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be $70. There was bad press going into that with Randy Pitchford, saying his, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way and whatever. Obviously,
well, that because he's a fucking idiot for saying that. 2, the Borderlands movie sucked ass, so there's no hype for it. Borderlands 3 also sucked ass, so not really looking good for a game that we don't know about. The last 2 projects were dog shit. He was saying, oh yeah, if you're a true fan, like, well, $80. Like, oh, you not from the shit you
True
just figured
fans
out.
have been. I mean, like, I wouldn't say Borderlands 3 was dog shit. I would have just said it was just okay, but it was definitely a letdown. Well, and you had Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which was, I don't know, weird.
Not that
Like,
great either.
kind of being a weird. So like your
that shit was only
fans
fun
have been
for the DLC.
your
When they made
fans
it
have been kind of like fucked over, especially if like your true fans went and saw the Borderlands movie. You should fucking they should get a discount on your shit, like like I don't know, like if you could prove that you went and saw the Borderlands movie, you get a $10 discount on.
I don't know. I think it just depends on the studios that actually make quality games. Like From Software can sell $80 games. 100%. Nintendo does it because fuck you guys. That's why.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's again, like I said, Nintendo does what they want. They march to the beat of their own drum, and it is that like, regardless, people want.
The
what
thing like
Nintendo's selling.
like 10 podcasts ago said you couldn't say like, oh, only Rockstar can do it. Nobody else can do it. Well, there's Nintendo, and proved you wrong. So Nintendo can do it because they can. No, like, now since there's more greedy, hungry now, just like these are our cards. Fuck you guys, buy it. And then of course, top selling console, $500 console, and everybody hated it, and they still bought it anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Nintendo could do whatever they want, and people are just gonna buy it. I just don't. Yeah, other companies looks like they can't, so they're gonna have to just like accept.
Not yet. I mean, like, who knows? Like, release 70 for a little bit, and then once we get used to the 70, then they'll be like, oh yeah, by the way,
actually
It's 80
$7
now.
quality games, and like,
Yeah.
and then push it up to 80. Like I said, like Elden Ring 2, boom, $80. Fucking people gladly pay that shit for $180.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, it is that. Yeah, it is that thing of like. There was that obviously talk of like GTA 6 could release at $100, and you know what, GTA could do it. Like if Rockstar's like, yeah, it's gonna be $100, people will most likely buy it. And yeah, you're probably right. If From was like, yeah, we're gonna release games at $80, when they're full fledged games, not like an Elden Ring, Nightreign, but it's
and because like with Elden Ring too, you don't have to pay. You're again, like, I don't mind paying. Like, if someone's gonna be like, it's $8 game, like.
But it's complete.
Exactly. If it's complete, there's no microtransactions. Like, I know that you're like giving me the full game experience, and like you're a developer that built trust. But yeah, like if Ubisoft is like, yeah, Assassin's Creed's $80, but oh yeah, by the way, if you want to have any chance at leveling up getting XP, like give us 20 extra bucks, and it's like, okay, so like that's not the full. Like, why don't you just make the level XP that we gain like a fair. I don't know, like a fair compensation, so we don't have to pay you guys extra to level up. Oh, you wanna have Ezio's attire? You give us $5, and it's just like this shit used to be like free, like like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. It's like you could put cheat codes in, like you would unlock the skins, and like that shit would be cool. And it's just like, but now it's like if you want skins, pay for it. And most developers, it's like, yeah, like. If you're going to charge us more for games, because I hate the whole argument of like, well, inflation, like, okay, cool. Like, you guys have found other ways to get us to pay more money for your games, whether that's DLC, whether that's skins, whether that's season passes. It used to be loot boxes. It's not like the cost of because you can release a game like Fortnite's free, and that's what probably makes the most money right now I mean, maybe GTA or Roblox, but like definitely a top 5 profit game right now. But that game is free. You can't tell me a game that came out when the N64 came out that would be like you could go in the store and grab it for free and like that made money. Like, yeah, they had to charge you $60 back then, but you got a full game. Now you get, more often than not, a partial game, and then they keep selling you bits and pieces to make extra money. So a $60 game or a $70 game, it's not truly a $70 game. Like, there's all this shit added to it. I mean,
yeah.
Like, JJ, how much have you paid for Marvel Rivals? Like, how much have you put into that game?
I don't know, like $60 bucks. Well, probably
exactly.
Maybe 100. I say 100 because all the battle passes and shit.
Exactly. So, like, even though that was a free game, like, that game technically you've paid more for that game than you would have, like, for an N64 game. So right there, if that game came out in the N64 back in the day, you would just have it, and there'd be like the skins that you could unlock and all that stuff, and that's the end of the game. But now, there you have a continuation, and that game is a $100 plus game to this one person. So, like, yeah, I don't know. The whole inflation argument is invalid to me.
It's dumb. I feel it's dumb. Like,
for that reason. Like, yes, if developers were just throwing out games on disc and they had no way to further their revenue stream, sure. Then yeah, increase the price of games. But that's not the case in today's time.
No, because it's, like you said, it's just they just make games, and when we find out that they made content, and they're like, "Hey, let's not release it with the game. Let's just sell that mission or pack as DLC."
Mm-hmm. Well, because how many times
we're gonna hate it? That's mostly Ubisoft shit. We heard.
Yeah,
a lot of
I'm
shit
pretty sure Capcom did that with like some Street Fighter.
I was like all those fighters, all those fighting games are
you
always
can
in
data mine because I remember back in like the 360, people would like data mine the disc. And I'm pretty sure it was Street Fighter that they found that like when you bought the DLC,
it was Street Fighter.
It was like a 30 megabyte update or some shit after you bought and then it just literally unlocked the code within the disc. And like that was people were not happy about that.
Yeah, I think the other thing is too, like when it comes to like what games price, like as good as Obsidian is, I don't think they still have a big enough name to be able to sell games at $80. Like,
no.
Like, you and I can look at Obsidian games.
Well, especially Outer Worlds 1 was like a 7, 8 out of 10 game. It's not like.
But I think.
Is anything to like.
I think the thing is Obsidian.
Fuck.
I think Obsidian. The thing is like Obsidian puts out quality. It doesn't maybe it doesn't go below like. An 8 or whatever, 7 or 8. But the thing is, they don't make bad games. They make good games. Even Avowed didn't wow people. But like, if you play that game, like that game is really good. Still, Avowed. People love the grounded games. They don't release stuff that people hate. At least not yet. So yeah, I mean, Outer Worlds 2. Most likely, and it looks like it's bigger and better than the first one, but they're still just Obsidian. Whereas, honestly, I think what Xbox will probably do is Call of Duty's going to be $80.
Not for us; it's free.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think they'll probably release that game.
And again, $80. Like Call of Duty Battle Royale, like you can download that shit for free, but
again, the Battlefield, the fucking Battle Royale mode for fucking Battlefield 6 is gonna be free also.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Like maybe Battlefield would be like, I don't know. They can try to do like, oh yeah, like this will be a more realistic military shooter. You're not gonna get the fucking Ninja Turtles. You're not gonna get the Ninja Turtles fucking executing Beavis and Butthead.
Dude, I think I saw like a funny video where people are like, I like to see my shit where we walk, it's like his hand, we just like walking, and we kind of do like a little sprint. He said your gun's at the bottom of the screen, like, and you're just like kind of sprinting with the gun. If I see anybody tax sprinting this shit, fuck this game, because that's when the sweaty people are just gonna be, and it's gonna all the movement meta shit just ruins games with sliding and all that shit. Just in a Battlefield game, bro. That game's kind of like. It's it's like us us three and a random fucker, we just go in like we're going to the side and big open warfare shit instead of one dude carrying the game like on COD all the time because we had one good game.
I hope Battlefield goes the route of Call of Duty and starts having things like Beavis and Butthead, and I don't mind that kind of stuff. I really don't. It doesn't affect the gameplay. It's just skins.
I know it doesn't affect the gameplay, but
the immersion, the realism,
not the realism, but like I don't know. If you want to differentiate yourself, because it's like, why do I want to go over to Battlefield if I can already get what Battlefield is offering at Call of Duty? Like if they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we have, I don't know, because I'm thinking of just Fortnite got Sabrina Carpenter, it's like, oh, we have like Doja Cat, you can fucking hit for some. Yeah, I
They
don't
have
know.
Bruno
Like,
Mars. They have Bruno Mars right now. So.
okay, cool.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I know it's not. But like, you know, like it's like shit like that. It's like, well, I already have a fucking character, a singing character skin in another game. Like, do I really want to go buy another? Like, you know, like make it differentiating. Like, it needs to differentiate itself from Call of Duty. So, like, I hope it does that. Like, obviously, Battlefield's got the destructible environments. That's like the key differentiator. But yeah, we'll see how the beta goes.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll just be fucking OP. I mean, we'll give it a shot, see what happens.
All right. So yeah.
But it's EA, so I mean the greediness. I mean, like the game itself, I think will be pretty good. But like obviously, I mean we know EA and the greediness. So.
All right. So let's talk about this last story then. But yeah, Outer Worlds 2 now $70. Now $10 cheaper. All right. This has to be the biggest thing to come out this past week. So, Sony just put out a new job listing for PlayStation for a vice president of commercial management. Fuck, this is stupid ass. Let me see what they say exactly. Senior Director multi-platform and account management. There we go. It's this word vomit that I fucking hate. You go through it. There's a lot of obviously words in here. The main thing, you'll be reporting to the Vice President as Senior Director of Multi-Platform and Account Management. You will play a critical leadership role in shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware, including Steam, Epic Games Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. This role is accountable for optimizing title profitability, ensuring cross-functional alignment, and leading a high-performing team focused on multi-platform expansion, mid-range commercial planning, and platform partner management. So, what this says to me, and we'll obviously discuss it and get deeper into it, and I want to see if you guys think the same. What this says to me is PlayStation is going to basically do what Xbox is doing and be a third-party publisher that also has a console. Maybe not right away. Maybe we're still 2-3 years out from that. But to me, this job listing says that.
Yeah. And they're going to start testing the waters with a few titles here and there. Which, I mean, they already kind of have with Lego Horizon. And obviously their PC releases of games. But, I mean, like, most recently, you had Lego Horizon on the Switch.
Yeah. And so, like, there's this... gaming analyst. His name is Christopher Dring. He put out a tweet recently saying, like, as we've said on the Game Business Show this week, the role of exclusives in selling consoles isn't as significant as it was. People aren't switching machines away from their libraries plus friends. Exclusives still bring in new console users, but expect multi-platform to become normal. And he's talking about, obviously, this and everything. And I have to agree. Like, yeah, I said it. You know, you still get people who will buy a console for it. Because I want to play The Last of Us. Whatever it is. Or Gears and whatever. But that's not why people buy consoles. If you look at, like, what the ratio is for exclusives, even on just PlayStation. We'll just go with PlayStation alone. What PlayStation sells, and then and how many consoles they sold. It's never a 1-to-1 ratio, or even close to one. It's like a point, whatever. It's kind of a small percentage of how many consoles are out there and how many exclusives are sold. You don't get something like, remember before this, well, no, actually it wasn't before. It was when the Switch one came out. You had like more people who owned Breath of the Wild, compared to owning the Switch. And that's because, like we talked about just literally, 10, 15 minutes ago, when you buy a Nintendo console, you're buying it for Nintendo games. But you buy a PlayStation, you buy an Xbox for just games in general. If you can play their exclusives, cool, but that's not why most people buy their console. So yeah, that's why I'm like, oh yeah, they're going the route, because this route of like releasing games on Xbox and Nintendo's console, Switch 2 currently, you know, and not just you know, spin-off titles and live service games. That's a big thing I've been seeing, is that like the PlayStation fanboys are like, oh, it's only live service games. It's only going to be like games like Lego Horizon. And I'm telling you guys right now, no. You don't open up a whole new position and it tells you how much that person's going to be making. Minimum $250,000 a year. You don't open up a whole new position that's going to pay that much for live service games. And when you know, and smaller games like that. No, it's for their games. It's for their library of games. Not only that, a pushback on that live service thing that I've seen a lot is what live service games? You have Helldivers to Marathon, and like that's about it. Apparently there's like a live service Horizon game that's supposed to come out at some point, and then another one that Bungie was developing but now is moved in-house for PlayStation. But that's still just 4 games. Again, why would you open up a whole new position for just 4 games? It just doesn't make sense to me. That you know, the writing's on the wall. Like, they're going to start releasing games, like all their games, at some point. Like I said, I don't think it's right away. I still think we're 2-3 years out at minimum. But yeah, we're gonna see their games on Xbox.
Yeah, and even like I feel like sooner it'll be day and date with like PC, and then later like Xbox will get, and then eventually it'll be day and date with all systems.
Yeah, because like I think, yeah, I said it earlier in the podcast, right? Like these publishers, like, they're here to make money. They're not here to
make friends.
Yeah, they're not here to make friends. They're not here to be like, well, we really want to work on what you guys want and make you guys happy. No, they'll make you guys happy, you know, the consumer, and as far as you're going to give us money, okay, yeah. But if they can find a wider audience that's going to pay them money and make more money that way, they're going to do that. That's just how business works. It's business, you know? Like, there's no bones about it. So,
hold on, beer bag.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just saying, like, PlayStation, they had to have looked at what has been happening with Xbox and be like, they seem to be making more money now. Because Xbox has been making more money. Their revenue's kind of like gone up. Their console sales have gone down, but their revenue is up.
Because again, you don't make money on systems. Like,
yeah,
we've gone over this. Like, I mean, console, like, you don't make your bones on the console. You make your bones on the software. So if you can sell, doesn't matter where you get your software. You know, someone just is streaming it on their like Samsung fucking TV. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, I'm pretty sure Sony has seen stuff like, we've seen the top pre-orders be like Gears of War Reloaded and Indiana Jones. You know, I'm not even going to add Indiana Jones and stuff like that. We'll go with more like, these are clearly Xbox stuff. But like,
Forza
Gears, Sea of Thieves, I'll even add in because they've owned Rare for years now. You know, like, those games have been the highest. Like, Forza Horizon is the top selling game on PlayStation this year. Like, can you imagine if PlayStation released Spider-Man on Xbox? That's probably going to be the top selling game on Xbox for the year. Or, you know, whatever. At least for a while. Until the next Call of Duty comes out or whatever. Or maybe not. I don't know. You know, Sony or PlayStation is looking at that and be like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Because that's the other thing. Is that they had, you know, that Christopher Dring said that people aren't switching console. That's the main thing. These companies have to look at, like, you know what, their console base, their console base is their console base. You're not going to get people who prefer Xbox to switch. Maybe some, but that's pretty much it. Like, if they prefer Xbox, they prefer Xbox. If they prefer PC, they prefer PC. If they prefer PlayStation, that's it. They prefer PlayStation. You're not going to get people at this point now to switch over, really. Like, so why not just be like, okay, fine. You're not going to buy our console, but you're going to buy our games. Here you go. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like, I don't know. I put out a video, like, I talked for like a half hour on this. So, I do want to get more of your thoughts, mainly, guys. But I know JJ's had to go somewhere real quick. So, go ahead, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. We've talked about it previously. Like, I don't know. We don't care. Like, I just want good games, and I don't care where we get them and how we get them. I mean, we buy all the consoles, but I mean, like, I know, especially, like, if Sony's games come out on, like, even if they're day and date just PC, like, I probably won't be buying a PlayStation. I mean, just because, like, are you telling me I can play, like, God of War when it, like, the next God of War game when it launches on PC and not have to use, like, a Sony controller? Like, that sounds pretty good to me. So, and, like, they'll still get you, and Sony still gets the money. It's like, yeah, like, just look at how many sales of a game you have rather than how many, like, console sales you have. Because, like, I mean, you talked about earlier, the PlayStation 2 is the highest selling console of all time. That doesn't mean, like, their games are the highest selling of all time. Like, you know, specifically, like, if they're Sony exclusive, because there were so many people, like you said, bought it for a DVD player, bought it for just playing Madden or whatever it was. So, like, if they're just releasing it and we get more, you give people more opportunities to play the games. Like, that's really what it should be all about. And yeah, you're gonna get your money. So it's all that should really matter.
Like, I'm looking it up right now. Like, I was talking about it, you know, they sold, how many, do you remember the number I said for PlayStation 4? How many consoles they sold?
No.
It was like 100 and something million. And I think the numbers show that PlayStation 5 is at 70 million. So if we look at, like, I guess their most successful franchise right now is The Last of Us, I guess. As a whole, huh?
Quick thing. I gotta go. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So I got a little late and I'm leaving a little early. Sorry about that. Yeah, some shit happened right now. So.
You're good.
Peace out, everybody.
See you.
No, me and Devin will still touch Everett later tonight.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
See ya.
So, okay, I'm looking up numbers. The Last of Us franchise as a whole has sold 37 million copies. So that's a little over half. If you even just go with PlayStation 5, you know, which is supposedly around 70 million. So, even just a little over half, like, that's great. 37 million, but it's still not a 1-to-1 ratio kind of thing. And then Last of Us Part 2 apparently has sold 10 million since its release. So that's 1/7 whatever of PlayStation 5. But, like, obviously that's not even necessarily for PlayStation because it released on the PlayStation 4. So, like, you know, there's no, to me, yeah, like PlayStation has to be looking at it as like, yeah, cool. They don't really, our exclusives sell well enough, but like you could get people. I bet you released The Last of Us on Xbox, it's probably selling another 3 to 5 million in that range.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because you're gonna get the people who, you know, there's still plenty of people who will not buy a PlayStation and have Xbox, or can't afford both and they bought Xbox, but they probably want to play The Last of Us. So yeah, like, to me, that makes the most sense. And again, I just don't see why you open up a whole new position to just, oh, it's only a few games. You get me?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be like their heavy, even if it's like their heavy hitters. It's like, oh, you're getting Last of Us 1 and like God of War, whether, and then it's both of them, and it's like, oh, like, I mean, these ones, like, you can get God of War 2018 or whatever. It's like, oh, thanks. And like Horizon, like, yeah, they're older games, but I mean, you're like, fucking Forza's an old as shit game too, and like, you're getting a new audience because it's better than Gran Turismo. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. Again, we'll see what happens. Like,
It's good for consumers and good for the, like, because imagine, like, because it's like, imagine Netflix just being, like, Netflix only being on Netflix TVs. Like, people wouldn't, like, you wouldn't get as many people watching your shit as, like, you possibly could. Like, Netflix works on all the different TVs, whether you have a Samsung, whether you have a Vizio, all these different things. It doesn't matter. So, like, that's why Netflix can get to more people and there's more subscribers. So, like, that's kind of the path that Xbox is going. It's like, well, you can get Game Pass on PC and Xbox, like, or on like specific TVs. It's like they haven't gone as far as putting, like, I mean, Game Pass would have to. I mean, I don't think Sony would ever allow it, because that's like, but again, it's like, then it's like they're releasing their software is playable and all these other things, and it's not limiting on the console. And again, that's better for consumers because you can find whatever's a better price. If you happen to go to a garage sale or find a good deal somewhere, if the PlayStation is the cheapest console that you can get, then it's like, great. Then now you have access to all the Microsoft, all the PlayStation, not Nintendo, but you have access to all the games that are available, rather than just like you're being excluded and you're like, shit, man. Like, you bought a PC and you're like, hey, well, shit, like, really be nice to, you know, get to play Demon Souls, but I don't want to spend $500 and get a PlayStation 5. So, yeah.
Also, the thing is, like, I've seen a lot of people like, well, what's the point in owning the PlayStation now? But the thing is, this is another reason for me to believe why I think at some point they're going to basically do their own version of Game Pass, like a legitimate own version of Game Pass, where, yeah, their games are day and date on PlayStation Premium or whatever. Because if you own, you know, that would be a reason to own the PlayStation. It's like, yeah, you know what? Go ahead, spend $70 or maybe $80 at some point and buy our game on Xbox. Cool, you know, we're gonna make money. Or buy the PlayStation 6 and subscribe to our PlayStation Premium service, and you just get the game. That's why I don't think Xbox is ever leaving the console, you know, market ever, like, or at least anytime soon, because, you know, yeah, they're selling their games on PlayStation, but it's like, cool, yeah, go ahead, pay us $70 for Forza, for Gears, for all these other games, or hey, you know, if you're on PC or if you're on our console, you could pay $20 a month, you know, and you get our games for quote unquote free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there's other reasons still to own a PlayStation.
Yeah, and like, Yeah, and they could just make it like PlayStation Plus, like because they have the different tiers. So you could just make PlayStation Plus. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Well, PlayStation Plus
PlayStation
Premium would be
Plus.
the highest one.
Well, yeah, but they could make PlayStation Premium Plus.
No.
Something
I'm
like
saying
that.
that they would switch Premium to be the like they would just
Yeah,
say like this is now how it works.
yeah, or you could make a new tier, or yeah, however however they want to do it. Like, yeah, they might create a day and date system where they do that and just charge you a little bit more. Yeah.
So yeah,
And the reason I own a PlayStation is if you like just like the way the UI is. And
yeah, if you like the UI, you prefer their
if you like the pre-built, it's like I don't know. It's like why do you buy anything? Like you're like, what's the point of owning a Samsung TV if I could just own a Vizio TV? Well, like the UI of these new smart TVs, like do you like the UI
also,
of it?
but
That's
also
the reason
too
to
like
own it.
you know the reason people buy consoles is because they don't want to, you know, maybe they don't want to deal with the hassle of like, oh well,
All these are pre-built PCs. That's all these things are
yeah,
pre-built
but
PCs.
they don't have to deal with like, well, I have to do this. Like when I play a game on my PC, I have to like turn off some settings and do this and switch some settings to make sure that I mean I run games at high settings and all that stuff, but like I do have to look at what I to make sure everything's gonna run smoothly. Although, like I said, Wu Chang's not running smoothly at all, but apparently it's not running smoothly for anybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is. I don't think this is the death knell of PlayStation, but I do believe that this is the exclusives. The wall for exclusives is
Yeah.
crumbling.
I think we just need to. Yeah, I think we just need to look at like if a company is successful, like if it's a Sony published or a Microsoft published game, like look at the sales, which is kind of hard with Xbox because Game Pass, but just like then you have to look at the Game Pass numbers and like downloads because that's how many people are paying that monthly subscription fee. You'd have to look at that as the success of a game. Because let's say if Sony doesn't, like, they make the PlayStation 6 and they still don't have like a day and date subscription model, their games being successful will be if like even if the PlayStation 5, let's say the PlayStation 6 at I don't know, sells 20 million units at some point or whatever, you know, but then their game, because it's like releasing day and date on Steam, like they have 40 million sales on, you know, Last of Us 3, obviously, and there's nothing announced, but or that whatever that new Naughty Dog game is. I always forget the. I always want to call it I always want to call it Interstellar, but they're intergalactic. It's like, well, we sold 40 million units, but we've only sold 20 million consoles. It's like that's great because like I don't know, maybe all that extra 20 million, maybe they wouldn't even have they might not even have bought our fucking console. So like we got a sale of a $70 game on 20 million extra people because we're releasing it day and date. So it's a smarter business thing to do, and it's more. You guys make more money. It's more accessible for us as consumers. It's not like releasing it on a PC. You guys are releasing it for $10. Like you're gonna fucking sell it on Steam for $70. Like, what do you guys? I don't know. Again, it's just like I just don't understand why Sony fanboys don't want to be like pro-consumer, and like obviously then if something's available in multiple areas, it usually goes on sale somewhere faster, just so like if you want it cheaper instead of having it maintain a price. Look why Nintendo games never go fucking down in price. Can't get them anywhere else, so they can stay $60 fucking or $70 forever. So I don't know. Some people, their egos or hubris or whatever it is, get in the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, again, we'll see what happens, but we have some very interesting times ahead of us in the next few years, with new consoles coming out, Xbox doing a handheld, and now Sony doing this with Xbox already doing this. And we'll see what happens. If in a few years' time, the video game landscape could just look completely different to what it was just even a few years ago, you know. But yeah.
I mean, like you probably, like, eventually, I mean, like, probably the next console generation, like, if people are wanting, like, you could probably just buy a Switch and a PC, and then you're good. Like, then you'll be able to play everything, like, regardless. Like, that's what it seems like it's heading towards right now.
But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and end that. Go ahead.
Just a last comment. This means Nintendo won the console war.
Honestly, I think Nintendo won the console war regardless. Like,
I know, but it's like now it's like, wait, did Nintendo win? Like, they weren't even trying, and they still won.
That's the thing. This whole console war, that's what I'm saying. I think this whole console war thing has always been kind of stupid regardless. But I think, like, Nintendo, regardless, even if this wasn't a thing, I think Nintendo has always just been the winner because, like, PlayStation's, even with Xbox not being, you know, what they were during the 360 era, they're still competing with Xbox. Like, they're still doing stuff that Xbox was doing. Like, I mentioned this in the video. You know, Xbox One, you know, wasn't doing well, we'll say. So they had to make some changes. They had to do some stuff. So they came out with backwards compatibility. And PlayStation was like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna do that too." Now, obviously, they didn't do it the way Xbox has done it, but like, that's why PlayStation 5 games work, or PlayStation 4 games work on PlayStation 5, because they're like, we gotta keep this. We have to follow this new thing that Xbox is doing, and most likely, PS4 and 5 games are gonna work on the PS6, because, you kind of have to at this point. And so, I know, Switch 1 games work on Switch 2 or whatever, but, like, honestly, we all kind of even had a thought that, like, Nintendo wouldn't have done that. Like, Switch 2 and that's it. You're just completely moving forward and abandoning it. Like, a lot of people did think that. There was a real genuine fear that Switch 1 games would not work on Switch 2. So when they announced that Switch 2 had backwards compatibility, there was a lot of fucking, sigh of relief and all that stuff. Sighs of relief. But yeah, Nintendo's just always kind of they just do what they want. So I think they've all, like, regardless, they won because, like, people are still going to buy their stuff.
But I feel like, I feel like Switch 3, when that comes out, that I don't know, or whatever.
They'll probably abandon Switch 1 stuff. Yeah,
because that's usually, like, the way it goes. Because obviously when they switched to GameCube, that was like, they obviously N64 wasn't going to be backwards compatible. But since then, like, the Wii was able to play GameCube games, but then the Wii U was able to just play Wii games, but not GameCube. And then obviously, then they just stopped, and then it's like, we'll Switch 1 to Switch 2, and now it's
I do find that kind of funny that people were worried because they had done backwards compatibility previously. Yeah, they just didn't because they switched. It's because when they switched from the Wii U to Switch,
there's like a wild card. They're just like getting their own shit. It's just like
again,
Charlie Day in that episode. It's always sunny. They're like, you need a wild card. It's like, no. We don't need you as a wild card. It's okay to be predictable in some aspects.
Yeah. But alright, let's go ahead and end this. So this was episode 62 of the Gaming Chamber Podcast. Unfortunately, obviously, JJ's not here to finish it out, so I'll say bye for him. Bye, guys. I've been your host.
Faster than that.
Oh, bye, guys.
There you go.
Pudgy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. I've been your host, Everett. Devin?
Let's rip it this week, boys.
You say that every week, so it's every week.
Well, every week you need to be gripping and ripping it. If you're not, then, I don't know, man.
Well, at least
you're not living your life to your full potential.
At least you have your catchphrase. All right, and until next time, We'll catch you later.